All right, I am live in the studio, literally in an apartment studio. Not an actual studio, for those of you watching later, obviously. As you can tell from the background, if that wasn't a big enough giveaway. All right, let's see here. Checking some stuff, and let me see. All right. Perfect. Well, cool. Thanks for coming by, guys. Hope you're having a good week. Well, actually, I guess end of the week because it's Friday. Well, either way, I hope you had a good week out there. Welcome to the Friday stream, our usual shenanigans. Back to the old, same old, same old. I know I streamed on Saturday, the last two streams, but actually had time today on a Friday, so that's cool. What's up, Tom? How you doing, man? Good to see you. What's up, 2 Yards? How you been, man? How you doing? Let's see. All right. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're all having a fantastic Friday out there. Let's see. Let's see what this about memberships, man. Good question, man. We'll get into that in a little bit here. Let me just adjust a few more things. Sorry. Okay, let me get my echo cancellations on. All right, that's good. What do we got here? No worries, dude. Sorry to hear about your wrist. And don't worry about it, man. Thanks for coming by. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, my friend. All right. Well, cool. Got everything set up now. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. There's no like echo or anything. Hopefully it's all good. What's going on, Blue Mox? How you doing, man? Good to see you. All right. So let's just dive right into the meat of today's topic point, okay? So as you guys saw from the title of the No More Memberships, that will be no more memberships on YouTube, pretty much is what that means. I had like 6 people, which wasn't a bad number, but a lot of the people weren't seeing the videos, even though I was putting them in specific areas. I was getting emails from people for getting like some of the perks or the tabs they weren't seeing in the community like section. And it was just a big hassle. And then YouTube takes like about 35 to 40% of your money, which I was making barely any money off memberships anyway. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to X the whole thing. Like just exit. And I'm going to move everything from my memberships to Patreon. So that's what I did today. So I'm on Patreon now, which works more for artists because you can keep more of the money. So I'm offering similar perks, pretty much the same stuff, like all the same videos with new videos, all the same licks. New licks, of course, will be added. So everything from YouTube is transferred over there with some new stuff. And I also am going to include a like once a month live membership like stream for people on Patreon. So that way we can do like, you know, covers or maybe break down songs, do masterclass lesson type stuff. So yeah, that's what's going to go on for memberships. No more memberships on YouTube, but they will be transferred to Patreon. So if you guys want to continue following me, if you remember before, you can on Patreon. Only because YouTube really sucks, and I'm just kind of sick of them taking like 80% of most of my income on the channel. So that's why we're doing this. Not to punish you guys. It's more of me just escaping the thumb that I'm under on the old YouTube. So hope that helps. Hey, what's going on, Cole Sloth? How you doing? Oh, appreciate it, dude. I'm glad you liked the video. It was a little bit of a long-winded, like ADHD rant, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. A few things I forgot to throw in there, but it got the point across, I think. But yeah, so hopefully you guys aren't too disappointed about the memberships, but yeah, everything's going to go to Patreon. And I'll mention this again later for the people that join the stream that maybe missed the beginning of this. So cool. But other than that, hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday out there. Thanks for joining me in our usual nonsensical streams. And in case you didn't see my post, which I was throwing up, you know, I threw up like a few different posts this week, but if for some reason you didn't see it, got my CDs, kind of a trip. Look at this one. This one still got the wrap. I got like 30 other CDs sitting over here in a box. I shipped like 10 of them so far. I got another 10 I got to ship. Or no, 15. Sorry, I got another 15 because I only did 10. Yeah, so I got another 15 to ship. And that's not including other ones I'm shipping. So yeah, kind of a mess. But it's pretty cool. pretty cool. It came out pretty nice. Got a jewel case and everything. So yeah, can't be more professional than that, I guess, for being on your own. Anyways, let's see here. Patreon is kind of like the OnlyFans for musicians. You know, it's like a site for artists and musicians to share exclusive videos and tabs and just whatever in one convenient location, right? And then you pay like whatever monthly fee you want to pay to get those perks. So in my case, I have $5 and $15. Those are the two memberships. The $15 one gets you exclusive, you know, private access to like live streams that I'm gonna do on Patreon. Oh, my buddy is not a big fan of that apparently. Sorry. He's not a fan of Patreon, but the other one is just going to be like tabs and video. So for $5, you get all the video and tabs and just all the basic stuff. Oh, and the $15 membership gets you a once a month lesson also. So you get like a one-on-one call with me. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. What's going on, Sienna? How you doing? Hey, no worries, dude. Hey, appreciate you thinking about getting one. I'll have a few left over. If I sell all these out, I will have probably like another way to get the physical ones, but it'll be like a print on demand. It won't be like from me, like personally. It'll be, you know, through the website. So I'll have some kind of workaround. Once these are gone, then I'll think about that in the future if people are still wanting them after that. But yeah, I got a big sack of them so far, so I think we're covered. Hopefully I ordered enough. Oh, really? That's funny, dude. Kofi. Let's see here. Queens are, I guess, playing tonight. Ooh, yeah, dude. Totally. You should go for it. I mean, if you got the money, go for it, dude. You were in the first batch, my friend. You were in the first batch. You and Max and a few other guys were in the first shipment. So hopefully you get it in like I don't know how long it'll take. I just went through USPS, but hopefully you get it and it's not like stepped on and, you know, broken in half. The mail drivers are going to be like, here's your CD. Throw it into the door, right? But yeah, that'd be my luck. Oh, man. Oh, like coffee. Oh, I see. So not Kofi, but coffee. That's funny, man. Next day air mail? No. I just did whatever like pirate ship told me to do, like the most basic one. What is this? What do we see here? We saw Lynch Mob this past month, and oh, that's cool, man. I bet that was a lot of fun. Lynch Mob, heck. Yeah, there you go. Just have Max come by and pick them up and deliver them like Santa Claus, but a better in shape version of Santa Claus with my CD instead of presents. That'd be cool. You missed the big news. No worries, dude. For those of you guys that are just joining, so canceling memberships here on the channel. So no more memberships on my page. YouTube was taking like the majority of my revenue, and I didn't have a lot of members on the page to begin with. I had like 6 people, which is pretty dead. People weren't finding the videos for some reason. I was like having to link people to the tabs because they weren't seeing the community posts I was making. So it was just a big waste of time for me and for you guys that were joined. So I moved all the content from YouTube that was members only, like all the tabs, all the PDF, all the videos, and I moved them to Patreon today. So they're all on Patreon right now. You guys can see it all in one convenient location. There's no way you can miss it. You could save and, you know, go back to it or do whatever. And I have 2 tiers, so $5 and $15. So $15 one has everything that the $5 one has, like all the tabs and the videos and all that, but you get exclusive access to, members only live streams on Patreon where we can do like masterclass lessons where I'll break down specific things you guys want to work on. And we'll do like, you know, one-on-one, right? And then you also get access to a one-time a month video chat with me, just like we're doing here, but, you know, private one-on-one doing a lesson more or less. So similar perks to what I had on membership on YouTube, but I think a little more, accessible. They're a little easier to find. Because like I said, people are having a heck of a time finding my member stuff on YouTube for whatever reason. And then YouTube was taking like a big chunk of the money, so I didn't really make anything off that. Anyways, let me go through here. Okay, what's up, Craig? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that stuff, but it sounds pretty cool. Sounds professional. It's a little over my head, but cool stuff, man. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear it. Let me just go ahead and get the link here. So if you guys do want to join, you'll have it on here. Okay, I got to enter my own stream. Give me a sec, guys. So be kind. And then do this nonsense. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pin this message. So if you guys want to look at that, you can, but it's totally up to you. Okay, closing that off now. And here we go. But yeah, cool. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week out there. Thanks for joining me. Probably not going to do any playing today. I haven't done playing in the last couple streams, and it just seems like it's worked out better for some reason. Like when I play, I tend to get less viewership and less engagement. So I think I'll just keep it talking, since most people like just doing the talking anyway. You guys see plenty of playing in the other videos anyway. You're probably bored of all the excess noodling. Yeah, so that works for me. But yeah, super cool, super cool. Let me know what you guys got going on this week. If you got anything exciting you want to share and tell me about, any cool news, any crazy stuff happen, like you, I don't know, spot ET at the supermarket. Maybe you got to play with, I don't know, maybe you got to meet George Lynch or something at some crazy event. You saw Chef Ramsay beating someone with a spatula. I mean, those are kind of like extremes, but, you know, we're open to any stories. Doesn't have to be, you know, that extreme. Unless you want it to be. I'm down to hear it, of course. What's up, Mitch? Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I'm glad you watched it and enjoyed it. Heck, you know, I felt like it was a message I needed to say, because a lot of people have this common issue. Well, I don't know if it's common an issue, but it's a common like roadblock when you're playing. And since I teach full time for the last like almost 10 years, it'll be my 10th year teaching, I hear this a lot, and I see it a lot, where people just instantly give up because they're not getting like, you know, instant results, or they're just really bashing themselves, and they expect them to be Guns N' Roses level in like a week, you know. Example of this, there was a guy I was teaching one time. He's a little older, maybe, you know, 61, 60. He was learning some open chords, and, you know, I taught him EA and just all the basic ones on his first day. He did really well. Okay, he did like really, really well. Never took lessons, never played an instrument, and I taught him some basics. And then the week after came, and he was super frustrated, and he quit. And he told me, he's like, well, I didn't think it was going to take this long to play like, you know, what I want to play. And I said, well, what do you want to play? Well, I want to play like, you know, at least a guitar solo like Sultans of Swing or Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. Like that should be doable, you know? I was like, dude, come on, you got to be realistic. Like you can do that, sure, but not in a week. You know, you got to freaking be patient, man. Rome wasn't built in a day, like I said. So I feel like that was a message I needed to make in a video, because I hear it over and over again. And it's like, you know, people always tell me, oh, well, you know, it's different for you. You're blessed. You have a lot of talent. Okay, well, that's, you know, that's kind of like a slap in the face, because, you know, there's people out there you can say that about, but you put in the work. I put in work, hours and hours. I sacrificed a lot of my freedom to play the way I do. So it's not like it was just handed to me. I wasn't born with that guitar in the womb, you know what I mean? Anyways, not to go on a rant, but that's, you know, one of those things I had to talk about. Oh my gosh, your dog chased a lizard. That's hilarious. Poor lizard, man. Was it a blue belly or what? They don't want to put in the work. That's so true. They really don't. Anything worth doing in life takes work. And if it's too challenging for people, they don't want to do it. But if you don't challenge yourself, how are you ever going to get anything done? You know, you have to be uncomfortable and think outside the box and suffer a little, or you can't grow, right? It's not, you know, if you stay comfortable, you're never going to like get anywhere. So, let's see. What's up, my friends? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday out there, by the way, if you're just joining me. That is so true, Bill. That is so true. Good to see you, by the way. Oh, my goodness. That's wild, man. That would make an interesting YouTube video. Heck. Yeah, man, when you love doing what you're doing, it doesn't feel like it, right? Like when I look back at the 23, 24 years I'm playing, I don't know where the time went, to be honest with you. That's weird. It's like, where'd the hours go? I know I've put in thousands of hours of practice and study time, but I don't know where. I don't remember really doing it. I mean, I did, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It's kind of weird. Hey, what's up, my friend? How you doing? Good to see you. Do I play slide guitar? I can. I don't own a slide guitar, but I can. I played on one before with open tuning, but you have to have like a specific type of guitar with the strings, all whacked up and sits on your lap. At least for me, that's the one I learned on. I don't own one of those in my apartment, but are you doing slide guitar? Is that what you're up to these days? I could play like, was it Sleepwalk? Let's see, or fretless guitar. Yeah, there you go, fretless guitar. I don't own one of those either. That'd be kind of cool to own, though. I would like to own a fretless one day. I think it'd be kind of fun. Let's see. That is true, man. Yeah. With anything, like you said, any skill, it takes a lot of time and sacrifice, and people rather go out and party than put in work, they'd rather go get, plastered, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but that was never me. I never, did that kind of thing. I chose to just do music and obsess over things instead of doing that. It's kind of my thing. Oh, you got a slide. Cool, man. You can use a slide on a regular guitar too. I thought, if you're talking about like a slide guitar, but you can use a slide on a regular guitar. You just got to be careful with it. I did that for one of my Fesley reviews. I did a song that was like called Fesley Twang or something, and I used a slide blowing around. It's kind of silly. People are like, what the heck? Yeah, man. If you're not willing to dedicate at least, 5 years minimum into something, then, I think people are going to have a hard time getting anywhere. You got to at least dedicate some time, and you could probably go faster for some people, maybe a year or two, depending on what the skill is and how your brain adapts and how quick you are at learning. But, I think it's fair to say just on average, most people probably take a good 5 years to be accomplished in something if you're putting in good work, And I'm not saying like playing Freebird. I'm saying to know like your seventh chords, know intervals, know scales, know how to play proper music, which isn't saying Leonard Skinner isn't proper. I'm just saying, if you want to have like a more solid base, it takes a little more time. Let's see here. Good old Benz. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah, I bet, man. I don't know anything about computer coding, but I've heard that it's pretty wild. You got a good point. That Fesley did have pretty wonky action, so you're on the money there. Yeah, for fretless ones, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it'd be wild. But I hope you guys are all having a fantastic Friday out there. Thanks for joining me. We're just starting the stream off here and BSing. Again, I got CDs, man. I got CDs for sale. Only so many left. Probably a good, 15 left to actually physically sell because the rest are already taken up. But yeah, if you guys want to get one of those, be sure to let me know after the stream. Otherwise, later on, you'd be like, dude, I wanted to get a CD. And I'll tell you guys, hey, you had your chance, man. Now I got to figure out another way to get them. Which I might, like I said, have a print on demand option later if it works out. I'm not like 100% sure. So just throwing that out there. It may or may not work. Let's see here. No memberships anymore. Nope. Yeah, so I went ahead and took memberships off the channel. For those of you that are just joining me, I was saying earlier that, long story short, people weren't finding the content that I was making for the members. They were messaging me, kind of upset, like, where's the videos? Well, they were in a specific area. They weren't looking. And then the tabs people weren't seeing in the community posts. It was just a big mess. Things were getting lost. And I just said, you know what? I'm not dealing with this because I wasn't making much money off of the memberships anyway here. I moved everything over to Patreon instead. So I keep more of the money. So I'm not under the thumb of YouTube as much. And then you guys have the ability to see everything in one nice, neat area. You don't have to worry about getting it mixed up with other stuff. It's like in its own separate place. Keeps it really clean. So everything from my YouTube membership is already on Patreon right now. You can join at the $5 level or the $15 level. $15 level has everything that the $5 level has, which is like, access to videos and tabs and blah, 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 all the good stuff that you want. But you also get one-on-one lessons with me one time a month, right? Just one lesson, I should say. And then you also get access to a once a month membership live stream on Patreon, where we're going to like do a masterclass type session. So I can take my guitar out. We're all going to BS about what you're working on and how I can help you. Put some tabs on the screen. We'll dive into some of the, more important stuff that we don't talk about in these streams. So, cool. Well, in that case, you'll be waiting a long time, my friend. You'll be waiting a long time. I had another guy that wanted a cassette of my CD, and I was like, yeah, probably not going to happen. But that would be cool. That would be cool. Heck yeah, man. Just buy them CDs, right? Buy the CDs. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. I'll definitely check it out after the stream. Get a good laugh. Always love a good laugh, man. Humor is a good thing. As much as, people may think we laugh a little too much, or they think I laugh a little too much. But I like to have a good laugh. I think it's, you got to laugh, man. If you don't laugh, then what's the point of life? You got to have a good laugh. Got to appreciate the little things, right? Got to look for the humor and stuff. There's always humor in something, man. Always humor in something. Even if it's dark humor. I got a lot of dark humor, so that's probably the reason. Dark humor isn't always appreciated, and for good reason. Will be a little messed up. But anyways. Yeah, exactly, man. Got to have a little comedy, spice it up. Some of the best comedians I ever saw in my life were people that were making fun of real life things that were relatable things that we could all, vibe with. And I'd be like, oh, that is hilarious because it's so true, Things like that would just crack me up. Other comedians seem like they try too hard, they're making weird jokes about really abstract things, or really like just trying to be offensive to be offensive, but there's like no relatability, But always appreciate good comedy where it's like, hey, I can relate to that. That's funny, and that's happened to me, That's a relatable situation. That's silly. All right, move this over there. But yeah, guys, if you want to do that, I left the link pinned here in the chat. So if you want to join Patreon, you can. That's where all my future tabs and lesson videos that are, exclusive are going to go. I have like 7 or 6. I think I have 6 videos up right now. They're like ranging from 15 minutes to a half an hour. Covering like music theory, scales with, tabs on how to play the scales, chords, chord structure, how chords are built, all that crap. That's a bunch of stuff, octaves, intervals, a whole lot of information, including some lick breakdown stuff. So that way, people that are messaging me all the time saying, hey, Lester, we want licks. We want like, this and that and the other. I do have free lessons here on the channel. I can tell people in my playlist, but if you want more like in-depth lessons that break things down, then you got to go to my Patreon. So that solves that issue. It makes it a little bit easier. And like I said, it keeps it from being muddied up here on the channel so you don't get lost. Like, oh, man, he uploaded a video and I just saw it. Now it's not there, and then you're like, what the heck, man? What a mess. Let's see here. But yeah. And again, for those of you that are just joining in, I'm not going to be doing any actual playing on today's stream. I don't even know if I'm going to be playing in any future streams here on this channel. It seems like anytime I play, I get way less viewer engagement for whatever reason. I don't know. People get weird about playing. So, which is funny because people always say they like the playing, but then, if I start playing, I get the views go down quite a bit. That, and also just like, I play all the time. So it's kind of a break from playing. It's like, okay, I can kind of just unwind and chit chat with you guys and all that stuff. So hopefully you don't mind. If you want to see me play, you can obviously go watch like my other 500 videos. I have like, I don't know, 400 something videos on my channel. So go pick one of those to watch, I guess. Oh man. Which is kind of wild, by the way. I can't believe I have so many videos sitting up there. I was like, I made 400 something videos. That's just crazy, man. And to think that the majority of those videos, are kind of like buried away now in the algorithm. So like, I even forget I have those videos. I go look back, I'm like, oh yeah, I made that video like 4 years ago. What the hell? That's wild. Kind of blows my mind. Hey, what's up, Clutch? How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh man, yeah, I probably won't do all that. I do have IG, like Instagram, but I have like barely any following on Instagram. I tried live streaming once. I had like 1 viewer and then 0. It was pretty dead, so I won't be doing that. But yeah, Rumble. Oh, speaking of Rumble, they are really desperate, man. You know, like really desperate, and I don't know why. Like, I'm not that important of a person. I'm just a guy, you know. Let's see here. Let me go back. I'm gonna try to find the email. They sent me this big long email, which I thought was fake at first, but it wasn't fake. It's actually real. But yeah, I'll show you guys real quick. Or did I delete it? I might have deleted it because I was cleaning out my email. Yeah, I think I did delete it. Oh well. But yeah, it was this. Basically, they sent me this big email, and they were like, "We're from." Rumble, or I think it was Rumble. Yeah, Rumble. And we're going to start up some more services or whatever. We'd love to have you on our platform. We want you on Rumble. I was like, well, why me? What the hell's Rumble? And they're like, well, don't worry about it. We're just a platform that does videos and blah. We're like YouTube, but we have better, chances of being being on YouTube or something like that. They gave me a whole big sales pitch. And I was like, yeah, I don't really have time for all that. Like, I'm already struggling just to keep up with my YouTube and other platforms. I don't have time for this, but I appreciate the offer. And they're like, we could do it for you. We can just transfer your videos to Rumble and see how you like it. And we'll take care of the rest. And you could just sit back and relax. And I'm like, well, what's the obsession here? Like, why are you guys so desperate to take my videos and put them on Rumble? Like, why are you so hard on for this? So I respectfully declined again. I'm like, no, thanks anyway. I'm really fine. I don't have the time for all that. Even if you do it for me, I just don't want to mess with it. And they're like, please, just give it a try. Just one try is all we're asking. And I'm like, dude, why are you so hung up on this? Like, you guys are really like hammering at me. I'm like, look, I'm not interested now, and I probably never will be. So I don't want to be on Rumble. I don't care what you have to offer. Like, it took me forever to get to where I'm at on YouTube, which isn't even that far. And I just don't have the time to start from scratch, on Rumble. So yeah, long story short, I declined, but I was like, why are they so desperate? It's wild. Let's see here. I got to go back. Sorry guys. I wasn't trying to ignore you. It's going really well, man. I can edit, and I got to tell you guys a quick story about this. Thanks to Barton. You reminded me, but I was editing a 20-minute video. I broke it down to like 15 minutes, and man, it was so smooth. Like, this computer works like heaven, man. Like, I was editing, and when I exported the video, it was literally less than 20 seconds. I heard it go, ding, done, exported. I'm not even kidding. A 15-minute video was exported like this is instant. It seemed like an instant. That's what it felt like. On my other computer, that would have took me like 3 or 4 hours or more if it crashed a few times, because it took like an hour to boot up the old computer. So yeah, it's amazing, dude. It's amazing. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, I'm not a big, I don't really do much, that I don't say anything that I can't say here. Like, I don't really say that many controversial things to begin with, so I wouldn't really worry about free speech, I guess. Oh, really? Well, I'm glad you told me. I don't feel too bad for not joining then. I mean, if Guitar Max isn't taking off on there, then I certainly wouldn't have taken off. I'd be like on the bottom of the barrel. I'm already on the bottom of the barrel here, but thanks, man. Appreciate that. That are about guitar players? Not really. I mean, if you want guitar in the movie, I guess you could look at what's that movie called? August Rush. And then there's also Crossroads. I think Crossroads is like yeah, I mean, it's not like about guitar players, but guitars in the movie, and it's kind of about guitar playing, I guess, in some regard. But if you mean like about guitar players themselves, like a documentary, I'm not really sure. No, I'm on Spectrum, actually. Good old Spectrum. What if here disappears? It's a good question. I don't know what you mean by that, though. What is here? Like YouTube? Increase to their upload speeds, went from 20 minutes to 50. Oh, wow, man. That's crazy. You know, I don't know a lot about internet stuff, and it's funny because you think I would, but I really don't know a lot about it. My cousin, he knows all about this stuff. You know, he works in, what is it? I forget. He told me. Well, he was in the Navy like 6 years, got out of the Navy, and he's a, you know, contract worker with the government, and he like fixes all the optic fiber and all this crazy stuff, tech stuff, above my understanding. But he comes over all the time and talks about it. He's like, "Oh, dude, do you have one of those optic fiber cables?" He's like, "I know how to work on those." I'm like, "Okay, like what? What?" I don't know anything about that. And he's like, "Yeah, dude, it's super cool. You know, you can figure it out. It's really easy." And I'm like, I don't know how to even start with that, man. That's about my understanding. Yep. Like, it's cool, I guess. But YouTube. Well, I doubt YouTube's going anywhere, but you never know. You know, it's open-ended. It could disappear. Oh, wow, man. That's awesome. We're linked on Spectrum together. We are in the same brotherhood. Yeah, I don't mind Spectrum. Sometimes they have outages over here. I don't know what it's like in Florida, but sometimes we get outages, but it's not as often as it used to be. When I first got it, it used to be like every week an outage, but they've done a lot better. They've done a lot better. I had, you know, 4G internet for a while, and some people would not come over to my apartment because they were really like hard on thinking that the 4G of my internet was going to like fry their DNA and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but isn't that supposed to be the 5G? And they were like, no, I think it's any internet that's above like 3G can fry your DNA. And I was like, okay, I'm still alive and I feel pretty good, but you know, maybe I'm used to it. Maybe I'm like radioactive or something. Yeah, I guess so. That's what most people have here in California, or at least in my part. Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard that their cellular and satellite stuff's not very good. That's what I've heard, but I've never had that. Apparently, I have a phone number with them, but I've never used it because I don't have a wall phone. You know, I just use my cell phone for everything. So I never bought like, you know, a plug-in wall one. I never bothered. And they always tell me, you know, you have a phone, and I was like, yeah, but I never use it. And since it's on the plan where I get cheap internet, like it's been like that for years. Kind of funny. And I'm like, well, can I remove the phone? And they're like, well, no, if you do that, then you're going to have to pay more for the internet from when you signed up on the exclusive deal or whatever, like 7 years ago. And I'm like, damn, I'll just leave it then. I'm like, let's just leave the dang thing. Kind of funny. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to skip comments here. Let's see. Oh, dang, man. That's some wild fees, but I can understand. I bet you were like, just give me the hookups. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Maybe that's why I play guitar at crazy speeds. Maybe it's the radiation frying my brain. So I'm like, it's like jolting out, you know. Oh dang, man, that's wild. Yeah, there's just so much to internet and the world of technology. It really is. It's really cool to watch. You know, it's weird to think we've come so far because, you know, back when I first got my smartphone, I guess they were out for a while. I got my first smartphone in 2011 or 2012. 2012, sorry, 2012. I didn't know they had smartphones. I guess they were out for a little bit. I don't know. But I went to Cricket at the time, and they were like, which I'm not with Cricket anymore, Metro. But anyways, they were like, oh, dude, you gotta love this. This is you know, our smartphones, they're on sale right now. And I was like, a smartphone? They were like, yeah, you can look up like YouTube, you can stream stuff, and you could like take video and do all this crazy crap. And I was like, what? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I was like, dude, how much for that? Like, give me that. I want that. They're like, you want it? I'm like, yeah, I want it. We'll give it to you for this price. I was like, just whip out my money right there. Let's just give me the damn thing. And dude, I was on my phone for like the whole day. I was just staring like, and I didn't even mean to spend that money because I was actually homeless at the time, believe it or not. But I saved up enough money, and I was able to buy, like, I forget what it was, like $60 or $80 on my plan. And I was like, sweet, I got upgraded to a smartphone. So I was just sitting there chilling, right, outside at this park one day, and I was like, whoa. I had to get internet, of course, because eventually I, didn't have the internet when you run out, because they had me on like a, what do they call it, metered internet type thing. So I'm getting ADHD here, but long story short, yeah, smartphones are so cool. I just never, like, it still blows my mind, even though it's not 2011, 2012 anymore. I still just like tripped out on this. I could get apps and click crap. It's amazing. Wild. Let's see here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, nice, man. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. What I have now is unlimited Metro. I go through Metro now, but this was back in 2011, when I had the whole limited plan thing. Because I didn't know any better. I was young and on stupid plans. But yeah, Cricket sucked. Their phone service was crap, which, no offense to anybody that uses Cricket here. It's not like, I'm not bashing you guys. But Metro's been a lifesaver. I can make calls. I got good reception in here, which is hard to get because I got like this shielding up here where it's like, the way they built the buildings are really old, so the reception is really junky. Which is coming, a little bit of an issue sometimes with my old service, because years ago when we had like shootouts next door, right, we had people literally shooting each other out in my next door neighbor's apartment. We had different neighbors at the time. I was like, oh crap, we better call it the police, or people are getting shot. So we're calling, but the phone wasn't going through because we didn't have reception. So we're like having to walk around the apartment. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh, what was that? Yeah, no, there's a dude he got shot out here. I said a dude got shot. No. I said a shot. He got shot. It was pretty comical in a way, despite the guy getting shot. And I mean comical in the sense of just like, of course, the reception doesn't work when there's an emergency. That's ironic. Yeah, funny stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, that is true for some of those limited ones. But yeah, anyways, so long story short, yeah, Metro's pretty decent for me, at least in this area of California. I don't know if they're decent anywhere else. They could suck. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so it wasn't just me then. I'm glad that Cricket sucked also for you. I mean, I'm not glad it sucked for you, but I'm glad you can relate to the sucking of Cricket. Let's see here. That's funny, man. Maybe they're part of The Simpsons. Who knows? Let's see here. Ensiferum? Probably saying that wrong. Sorry, dude. I suck at reading English sometimes. I don't think so. I've not heard anything from that band. Feel free to shoot me a link outside the stream because I don't want to get copyright striked. And then that we can check it out. It's Finnish folk metal. You're going to have to send me a link on that, dude. If you could send me an email or something, I would love that. Which is, I'll put it here in the chat, but hold on a sec. Yeah, if you could send me an email with one of the things, because I'll forget to look this up later, dude. My brain, I'm not kidding with you guys. I get a little scrambled and I forget things entirely. So I would appreciate that if you could send me that. Let's see here. Yeah, very Simpsons-esque. That's funny, man. But yeah, dude, so many funny stories about that kind of thing. How things have changed drastically over the years with technology and just cultural norms. The times nowadays are so wild over here in California too that like I don't know if I'm talking to like a chick or a dude sometimes, and then you don't know if you're saying the right thing if you accidentally call someone a dude, because my vocabulary, I'm kind of a Californian schmuck, so I call people dude all the time, or man, or what's up, I say dumb stuff. It's not meant to offend anyone, but sometimes you gotta watch out because there's people with all the pronoun stuff, and that's like over my head. I forget, man. I'm 34, so times are different than they used to be. I feel like an old fart now, but Like, I go to the gas station, I think I'm talking to a lady, and then I hear "Here's your change, sir." I'm like, oh, shit, I think I said, "Ma'am, is that right?" I'm like, I don't know if I said that right. I'm like, damn, I think I screwed up. Yeah, it's wild, man. I get all kinds of lost. Arch Echo Band. I have not heard Arch Echo. It sounds pretty epic, though. Awakening. Most people need it. Yes. Yes. It can be taken in a lot of different ways. You could awaken yourself in so many ways. So many ways. So many ways. But, yeah, so, gosh, man. Yeah, what a world. Things are so different. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's going to be more interesting to see in the next 30 years what comes out, because technology has advanced so far with AI and everything too. I mean, AI has gotten really cool and really crazy. So just imagine in 30 years from now, I mean, what's going to happen with, the AI situation? What's going to be the next big thing? I mean, you look back like, the 1980s, man. That's weird to think, 80s were a long time ago now. And it's funny to think that, when we were in 2000, you look back to 1980, right? But now we're in 2025. If you look back at the 2000s, it's like the same distance apart as the 2000 was from the 80s. That's weird. That's a trip. Things are definitely changing in that way. That's funny. I would agree. Oh, no kidding. That's wild, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. That's epic. Yeah, see that kind of thing right there. That's mind-boggling how AI could do that. That is top quality stuff. Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's a good question, man. That's like goes into that same what is that old category everybody always says all the time? If the tree falls and there's nobody around, does it make any sound? Right, that kind of thing. I've heard that one. Yeah, I don't know. You should look into Alan Watts if you haven't looked into Alan Watts. You might like reading some of his books. You might like Joseph Campbell. I don't know. I kind of like some of Joseph Campbell stuff, but I like Alan Watts. And the whole you could think anything you want as much as you want and get as far deep into it as you like. But, at the end of the day, you start spinning your wheels a lot and it becomes a bit much, right? Which is cool to reflect and do some deep thinking. But at a certain point, it gets too deep and then you kind of jump into a rabbit hole and, it just starts becoming a big, what's the word? Like a big runaround. So I used to think a lot is why I'm saying this. I was somebody that used to think, I still think a lot, but I try not to get stuck on things. I can overthink and overthink and overthink. And you bring up something, I can question it, and then I can question my own answer, and then I question that again, and then you can rebuke your own self again, and it can go infinitely, which is good for analytical purpose for specific things. But sometimes it's good just to let go, be in a state of non-dwelling, which is what I try to do a lot now. Is try to just to quiet my mind, accept the present moment, just exist. Okay? Just be here. Try not to have thoughts. I look at my microphone. I'm not thinking it's a microphone. I just see it. I observe it, right? You go outside, look at the trees. You're not thinking about, oh, it's a tree. You're just observing the tree, right? It can be hard for me because I like to think a lot. So, yeah, you can go pretty far with that kind of thing. Yeah, it really is amazing, man. Yeah, I have heard of Mojo. I have. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. He's pretty good too. Oh, killer, man. Yeah, if you don't mind sending me an email with that, like I said, I'll forget, dude. I'm sucky with recommendations and my memory because of my ADHD, I can kind of have brain fog sometimes, and especially with this kind of stuff. If you tell me something in an hour, I'm not going to remember this. So, yeah, if you could send me like a note or something later. Yeah, dude, really, I've done that to myself, and it's stressful in a way. It becomes less zen and more like it's just too much, So just letting go and accepting things for what they are in the moment has been very helpful for me, and that's how I try to live most of my life now. Is just trying to observe my present situation and not live in the thought, right? Everything's Zen. There you go. Nice, man. Sounds pretty wild. You know, I worked for some Amish people before in the past. When I was renting a room, they gave me a job doing their yard work, but you know, they don't use lawnmowers or anything. So they had one of those push mower things, so like, you know, with the little blade spinning, and I had to go down manually and chop some stuff I wasn't cutting. That took me all day, man, which would have been like an hour job or two, but I was there for like 3 or 4 hours running around trying to generate some motion. And, you know, it wasn't like a big area. It was probably like only a few acres, but yeah, it's funny to think, man. It's pretty wild. I got a lot of funny stories doing manual labor stuff before I was ever doing guitar teaching. I've worked all kinds of silly things, from commercial plumbing, you know. Well, I wasn't, that was like more of the handy, like sidekick. But doing that to doing farm work, just all kinds of funny situations. Working on 20 acres of land out in the mountain, up in coarse gold, if you guys know what coarse gold is, taking care of horses. I've done some really wacky stuff. It's kind of funny. Good question. No worries, my friend. I sure appreciate you sending it over. Heck yeah. I have not heard of that last one. The first one I've heard bits and pieces of, but I've not heard the last one. Sounds interesting, though. Sounds like it can get pretty complex. I'm sure it does. Because you could, like I said, you can think anything to the next level as much as you want, to however many layers you want to go, which can be good or bad. Which, by the way, I was reading a funny article, and they were saying that, you know, they did a study, and I guess they found out that bottled water can be just as bad as tap water or worse because of the amount of microplastics, and that the microplastics in the water are so high that they can actually cause all kinds of stomach, like cancers and inflammation in the gut and just in general, and possibly damage your organs over time. So gotta rep the old microplastics in my kidneys as we speak, and my stomach lining. You can't win, man. You drink the tap water, it's going to kill you. You drink the bottled water, it's going to kill you. I mean, I guess you could buy like one of those reverse osmosis machines, but then it's not pure, you know, it's just like purified water. You're not getting like minerals and stuff. And then who has thousands of dollars to blow on one of those, which probably isn't perfect either. So, and you know, no matter how much water you drink or where you drink it, you're going to die. We're all going to die. I'm going to die. You know, nobody's going to get out of it alive. Like, what is it? And What About Bob? Remember What About Bob? And the kid told him, I'm going to die. You're going to die. We're all going to die. And Bob's just sitting there going. That scene always kills me. That kid's all depressed talking to him. Poor Bob. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. This is my one of my students here. Kai's a really good dude. Very good dude. Hope you're getting some good practice in, my friend. Oh, no. YouTube crashed on you? That sucks. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. It probably has everything in it. My luck. Except for the things I need. Yeah, but then they'll say to you, oh, are you drinking from creeks? Well, you probably have microorganisms living in you, and microparasites and tapeworms. Oh, great. You can't win, man. It's always something. Always something. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's smart thinking, actually. Yeah, like mason jars. I have a few mason jars for overnight oats, which is kind of like cliche sounding, but. Oh, yeah, dude. And I saw Children of Bodom live back in 2005 on Gigantour, or was it 2008? I can't remember. Maybe it was 2008. But yeah, I saw the dude before he passed away. Thank God I saw him. Amazing, talented singer, guitar player guy. Their music was incredible. I didn't know who Children of Bodom was until I saw them live, and man, they blew me away. I was a huge fan. I bought their CD right after. I was hooked. I was like, yes, this is definitely my jam. Oh yeah, I saw that. All right, if it's, I know they're trying to be helpful, but it's like, it should be your choice. If you want to poison yourself with a lid or a straw, then just give the guy the lid and the straw. It's your own choice. Your body, your choice, right? Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. You can't win. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, dude. I'm sorry to hear all that. That is wild. Ugh. Sounds like you just can't win. Nice, man. Yeah. Yeah, I have some Celtic salt in the cupboard. I use that in my water sometimes in the morning, especially in the summertime. I like having some electrolytes on hand because, man, I get overheated pretty easy in the summer. Never used to until I had some heat issues. I had like 3 different heat exhaustions. One, almost a heat stroke. One of them was pretty bad. Passed out, woke up in the ambulance, and they're all patting me down with ice packs to the legs and everything. And they're like, dude, that was pretty bad when we found you out here on because riding my bike. This is about like 3 years ago. And it wasn't even that hot. I was like 98, 99. I'm used to the heat. I used to be. But apparently, I guess I didn't drink enough water, riding the bike, and then kind of like got kind of blurry. My arms and legs locked up. Couldn't move my body. Crashed onto the sidewalk. Laid there. Couldn't get my phone out. My fingers were like numb. I was like going out of it, losing consciousness. Then I woke up in the ER, or ambulance in the ER. But yeah, that was probably the worst heat episode. And ever since then, my heat tolerance has been like less than subpar. On the bright side of that, when it gets to be summer, I start using my, I got one of those neck things, it blows air up, those little fans. Those things are pretty awesome, man. I can stand out in the sun a lot longer now with that thing on. I always got to find a way around stuff, but it's funny because before that, years before that, I used to walk in like 110 degree weather, 113 degree days were no problem. I could walk with my safari hat all day, I'd be fine. But, I was slamming Gatorades back to back, and I was sleeping outside because I was homeless. So I was used to the weather. I was out in it all the time. Your body adjusts, But anyways. Let's see here. Saw Children of Bodom with Llama. God and Slayer. Dude, that's an epic lineup. Heck yeah. Yeah. I've heard the no sugar options are pretty good. But I heard you need sugar for your cells to absorb sodium and potassium on a molecular level. That's what I've heard, at least, in magnesium. Yes, magnesium, exactly. That's a good one. I've heard of those, Jeff. I've heard of those. Those pretty good. You have one of those? I might get one of those when it gets real hot because, where I live, it's about summer 8 to 9 months out of the year. I'm not exaggerating. It'll be like just this last week's been 85 to 90 already. So it's going to be kicking into the hundreds this next month. I already know it's going to be 100 from then until about November. It's going to be like 100, 105 every day. So I'm not looking forward to it, which isn't like super humid most of the time. Sometimes you get really sticky humid, but not like other states. It's more just dry, like burn your skin off, Oh, that's funny, man. I haven't seen that. I'll have to check it out. Oh, it's awesome, dude. I'll have to check that out. I'm guessing like on Amazon or something like that. I will definitely have to give it a look because I'm always about staying cool, man. I take it seriously now since that incident, I try to always stay a step ahead so I don't, end up dead. Make a rhyme. Oh, that's good. Heck yeah. Yeah. Honey's supposed to be a little better, they say, supposedly. I'll have to ask my wife on all that stuff since she's a nutritionist. She does all that and the holistic naturopath stuff. She's always telling me stuff and I forget. She reads too many books, man. It's a good thing to read tons of books, but some of it goes over my head. I'm like, what is she talking about? I'm like, wait a minute, go back a minute. What is this? I'm like... Which, eventually it clicks in my thick head eventually. And I'm like, oh, that's what she said. I remember now. I got it. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look into that. Man, you guys give me lots of good ideas, man. I'm going to write these down before I forget because my ADHD ain't going to let me remember that. Oh, man. Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this link here for both of these because that would be cool, man. 7,000 people bought this, so I guess it must be pretty decent. Heck. So use whole milk in your coffee. Is not supposed to spike your sugar due to the fat content. That makes sense, actually. Yeah, that makes sense because the fat and the protein would, keep the insulin from spiking drastically or crashing. It makes sense. They always say that to have like protein or fat with your sugar or carbohydrate intake of any kind because then it's supposed to slow the like rise of your blood sugar and all that crap. But on the other end of that, if you have straight protein without fat and sugar, like if you have whey protein by itself, it can be very, very high how it spikes your insulin. And then, that can be like counterproductive too, which you wouldn't think protein powder would do that, but it would if it's by itself. Some of it, not all of it. So yeah, fun facts for the day. Let's see here. Water spray. Make sure I write that down too, because I wrote down the neck thing. There it is. Killer, man. Thanks for those suggestions. Save that there. But yeah, man, I used to be able to drink milk, whole milk. I used to love whole milk. Whole milk was the bomb, dude, especially in the summer. I used to grab and go through so many whole milks. Like I drink more milk than I could tell you in my life. But eventually I couldn't drink milk anymore because I started getting like lactose intolerant symptoms, which never was lactose intolerant, but then I just suddenly was. I don't know how that happened. Probably over drinking it. So now I'm always drinking like switching around from fake milks, like the almond milk or, whatever, which isn't too bad. Doesn't have a lot of potassium, but it's all right. Eat the proteins like Guitar Max. I wish I was jacked like Guitar Max. It'd be awesome, man. I'm not disciplined enough for that one. I have to go to the gym and every day. That sounds crazy. Yeah, man, carrageenan however you say it, that stuff is pretty awful. They used to make me feel like crap in my yogurt, and then I started buying just the plain yogurt, and then I couldn't eat that anymore because, again, the lactose intolerant thing, so that kind of sucked. It can have some sugar in it, but you can get the unsweetened versions that don't have pretty much any sugar at all. Like this one almond milk I have has like 5 grams if you have a 8-ounce glass, which isn't that much. Probably the same as in milk. I should do a duet with Greg Howe. That's funny, dude. I would like to take a lesson from Greg Howe. That would work. I don't know if I'm anywhere near his level, but I would love to take a lesson. And I think there's a lot I could learn from that guy. That would be wild. Greg Howe is an amazing musician. By the way, I really love that. I love shredders. Don't get me wrong. I love shred guitar. I love, all these dudes that do all the basic notes and everything. I love doing that kind of stuff myself. But like over the years, I really got burnt out on shred stuff. Like I like shred, but it's kind of like, it's boring to me. Like I can shred fast stuff. I can play 30-second 64th notes. Like, cool. It's not exciting to me anymore. I've done it for so long. I can do these, sounds. It's just not fun. So I got really into like, more melodic playing, intervallic playing, more jazz fusion stuff and funk and just other types of music, right? So I even listen to shred really in my free time. I respect shred still, and I think it's amazing. I just don't work on it as much as I used to. But yeah, I've a lot of respect for Greg Howe though, because I love his style where it's like funky and bluesy, and he can play classical. Like the guy can play everything, and he shows it in all of his tunes, which is such a rare thing because you don't see that in a lot of musicians, like where they have such a wide variety of sound they can emulate. Vinnie Moore too. Vinnie Moore had like neoclassical type album to a bluesy rock album to fusion kind of out there sounding music. That's why I love Vinnie Moore so much too. Both those guys are just really, really like off the cuff. Marty Friedman's another good example. He can play some really out there music. But it's just nice to hear that where it's like more melodic and like, you know, different. It's not just the same. Okay, guys, here's a Malmsteen type riff. It's like, okay, well, who cares? You know, it's been done like a million times. Everybody can do that now. It's lost its zest, you know. I mean, in the 80s, sure, that was a big thing because, you know, there was only one Malmsteen and everybody was like, you know, it was all fresh. But nowadays, there's a billion Malmsteen wannabes. There's a billion, you know, Steve Vai wannabes. There's a billion everybody wannabes. And it just all sounds the same to me now. There's no originality with it. Or, you know, another one's the Holdsworth knockoff guys. There's so many Holdsworth knockoff guys. And I love Holdsworth and all, but when people start emulating other people's style to the point where they're like copying how they dress and play, it's just because like a big turnoff to me. Like, where's the originality, man? Like, anybody can mimic something. Where's your sound? Where's your style? Where's your notes, you know? Which I'm still working on myself to find my own sound and voice and music. So let's see here. Have you heard of G Sounds? Amazing fretwork, mostly unsaturated. I have not heard of him, but there's a lot of YouTubers out there, man, and I don't have a lot of free time, so that explains why. Yeah, man. That's why I love that fusion kind of, you know, like outside sound. I just think it sounds so cool. Like I said, Greg Howe is a great example. I love Greg Howe's music, or Guthrie Govan, or any of these guys. I just love that old school kind of vibe with like a blend of sounds, like a little bit of funk, fusion, more groove, you know. Guys will send me messages on Facebook, you know, and they're like, hey, check out this shred band from the 1980s, or check out this shred thing from the 90s. I'm like, well, thanks for showing me. It's cool, but it's not cool to me like anymore because, you know, it's just the same thing I've heard a million times. It's just a little okay. You know, it just sounds like scales playing up and down the metronome, which is cool for practice, but it's not musical at all. And it's kind of like, make something musical with it. Where's the music? You know, like don't just play up and down the scale. You know, do something different. It gets to be kind of annoying. Let's see. Bill Frizzle, don't sleep on him. I haven't heard him. I'll have to check him out though, man. You got to send me an email about it though, because I will forget. Do you play any? I don't know what that means. Is that like an Indian orchestra? Sounds like it'd be Indian, I'm guessing. Oh, Gunshine. I'll have to keep that in mind. Yeah, man. You know, it's really it's a trip how many like guitar players I've heard that sound the same on YouTube, especially nowadays. Like either everybody has like this old school like Malmsteen knockoff sound or Holdsworth knockoff sound, or it's modern and people are ripping off all the Gent and like Polyphia sounds. It's like everything sounds like Polyphia and Gent, or everything sounds like Malmsteen, and it's just like turn off to me. I just turn off instantly. I like Polyphia a little bit, but like, you know, I'd rather listen to something more fusion. That's just my kind of thing, or more pop alternative sounding. I like that kind of music. I'd rather sit through a pop concert than listen to Gent, which I think Gent's cool. I've tried it. I like some Gent songs, but I couldn't sit through a whole concert of that. I go crazy. I'd rather listen to Sabrina Carpenter or something for an hour than do that, which now sounds like blasphemy, but at least it has a beat to it. I can groove with it. There's not just a bunch of it's like, what the hell's happening here? It just becomes a musical wankery at that point, you know? Let's see here. Oh, wow, man. Paul McCarthy. Prefer Bowie. Heck yeah, man. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, I love him. Yeah. I have the CD with him, Paco, and Aldi Meola. They're all playing live together. It's a really cool, like, three-way. That sounds wrong. But three-way guitar thing. I mean it in a nice way, not in a weird way. Promise. I would agree with you totally. I would say that that's so true, man. It's just like, it's all regurgitated, you know, at a certain point. And I know, like, thinking outside the box, these guys are like on Animals as Leaders. I know they created a new sound in a way, and they're thinking outside the box, and I respect that totally. Like Abasi is an amazing guitarist. I can't get into their music though. I feel nothing. It just feels empty to me. Like I can't. Maybe I'm an old guy. I just don't feel it. It's like, where's the music? Where's the groove? You know, just because it has weird time signatures, like that's cool, but how do I can't feel that. You know, I want to feel like a human connection to the music. Sting, for example, I love Sting's music. He makes weird time signatures and weird like structures, but it sounds musical and you can feel it still. It has an emotional like bond. So, you know, it's not to say that this is the time signature's fault because Sting makes it work, right? Some people can make it work. But other times it just feels like an exhibition more than a song. It's like, well, you know, I've been guilty of that. Like in my old stuff, like my first 2 albums, I wrote a lot of like technical kind of just wankery stuff. And then I realized I didn't like that. And I was like, you know, this isn't my sound. I don't want to do this. And that's why a lot of my stuff in like this album is more like kind of fusion rock mixed with jazz stuff. Because that's kind of where I want to lean, making my own kind of voice with like, you know, I don't know, my own Lester sound, right? Like when you hear Richard James, you know it's Richard James because he has a unique Richard James sound. Or when you hear Satriani, sounds like Satriani. I wanted people to say, hey, that sounds like Lester, you know? But I'm still working on it. I'm still working on what I think feels right to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, man. It just gets to be too much. And I'm not hating on the new guys. For those of you that like the new stuff, I'm not hating on. I'm not a hater. I think it's all cool. It is. It's just not my jam. You know, I'm talking about like my own personal like listening pleasure and writing stuff. You know. Oh, I'll have to check that out, man. Yeah, if you want to send me like a note on that later, because like I said, guys, I'll forget this stuff if you're telling me in the chat. I won't remember. It'll be gone in an hour. But yeah, if you want to send me a note on that, I'll gladly check it out, man. I listen to all kinds of music. I love Enya, you know, or Anya, however you say your name. Not the guitar company, but the actual artist. Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate that. And like I said, it saves me a lot of time. Mm-hmm. That is true. That is so true, man. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, music's a trip. I think people they just get stuck in like what sounds comfortable, right? Or what feels comfortable to play and then what sounds like it should sound. So if something sounds different, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to listen to that. You know what I mean? They get shied away from it because it's not the sound they're used to, which is fair. I'm a victim of that too. Like I said, like Animals as Leaders or some of these prog guys, I don't know. I try to keep an open mind, but I can't listen to it. So I'm a victim of that same mentality. You know, I'm just like these other people. That's funny, man. You know, that's good though. He can't play fast because their songs would not fit for that. Like their songs are so slow. Like you could not play fast on a Pink Floyd song and it sound good. It would just sound weird. Oh, dude, I'm so jealous. That is so cool. That is like the coolest thing. I love Sting. He is such a cool guy. I love all of his songs. All of his songs. I bet that was an awesome show, by the way. I bet that was incredible. The dude's an amazing musician. Honestly, what a guy. Mm-hmm. Gotta let the music breathe. Exactly right. Dude, that's a great way to put it. Let's see here. Well, you can get the digital download on Fourth Wall pretty soon. I'd say in the next couple of weeks. The reason I'm waiting to get the digital downloads is because I want people to get the physical copies first that bought them, because a lot of people already bought these ones. So I'm trying to give them their first like exclusive look at the disc, and then after they have them for like a week, I'll put them up on the digital download. I think that seems kind of fair. That way, people that contributed and already bought them ahead of time will get first dibs, kind of a thing. But yeah, when they're out on Fourth Wall, I'll let you guys know. And then when I'm out of physical copies here, I may have a print on demand option for this, and you'll get one of these shiny discs here. If I'm out of them, if I'm out of stock in person and you want a physical one, I might have a print on demand option through a Japanese site, Kunaki. So we'll see. But yeah, so far it's been pretty entertaining. People have messaged me silly stuff like, "Oh, you got a CD? Yeah, is it for sale? It's for sale. How do I buy it?" You just buy it. And they're like, "Okay, well, do you have a cassette tape?" I don't have a cassette tape. Some guy messaged me that, and I was like, "Well, no, I just did CDs." Oh, what a bummer. I can't buy the CD. I'm not interested in that. I was gonna buy a cassette tape though, and I'm like, a cassette tape? What? I didn't think to make a cassette tape. I'm like, what the hell? Pretty wild. I never wrote soundtracks for movies. I wish. I don't have a college degree, so they wouldn't accept me to do that kind of thing. My uncle did. I had an uncle that wrote music for movies and stuff. He also did like the boat crew stuff, playing piano, like piano jazz and mamba and all that. He was always bragging to me about it. His advice to me was just learn a real instrument. Guitar's not a real instrument. Learn a real instrument. Learn how to read sheet music. Go to school. Be a real musician. Obviously, I didn't take that advice because I never learned another instrument. I'm still playing guitar, but oh, dude, isn't that insane? And I've seen a few videos of him playing guitar live, like the song "Fragile" or playing "Message in a Bottle" on guitar and singing. Oh, it hurts my brain. I'm like, how is he doing that? Like, I tried doing that. I cannot do that. I'm not a singer though, but I pretend. The Lester 8-track. Yeah, maybe in the future we'll do one of those. That's funny, dude. What in the heck? That is wild. I believe it, though. I believe it. Everything's become like, it just becomes strange how like CDs are, coming back in style. Cassettes are coming back in style. It's like the new vinyl type thing. People like to collect things, which is funny because if you look on the back here, when you get the physical CD, I have everything written out there for who collaborated on what tracks. And I sent a picture of the track listing here, right? And everything else pre-written. It was perfect. I proofread it. And then for some reason, the number didn't show up on the back for one of the people. So it just says track, but the number's not there. And I went to go double check and I uploaded the right image. So I messaged them and they said, I'm not sure what happened there. And I'm like, well, me either. What happened? So now we know that Jinwoo Lee is on track blank. So it's a mystery what track he's on. You guys are just going to have to figure out when Jinwoo is on the track. Nobody's going to know. It's kind of funny. I wouldn't doubt it. That guy's amazing. And he's like a legit musician. Like, he had real education and everything. That's beyond me. Yeah, exactly, man. So true. Yeah, dude. Or, watching Trivium, like what's his name? Matt Heffy or Heafy. That guy, man, like playing those weird complex metal rhythms and singing is just bonkers. It's really wild. Who is my favorite soundtrack movie composer? Oh, that's a good question, man. I don't know. I like, what is his name? I mean, John Williams is obviously renowned for being good, but I like the guy that does, what is his name? Danny Elfman. I like Danny Elfman a lot. I think he has a lot of really cool stuff he's made for video games and movies. It might be a cliche thing to say, but yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a crazy one, too. John Mayer's a good guitar player, and people crap on the guy, but he's really good. He's a good example of somebody that plays, like, he can play technical, but he keeps it melodic because, he knows that people, the general population, don't want to hear him noodling a pentatonic scale for an hour. But, unless they ask him to. But, yeah, super cool dude. I like how he's very creative with his chords and stuff. Very jazzy or neo, I guess. Let's see here. You sent some LOG my way. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Is he kind of like a Tom Quayle or something, or a Greg Howe type guy? I love Tom Quayle and Greg Howe. Oh, Hans Zimmer. Yeah, I forgot about him. You see that video of him with Guthrie Govan? That was pretty wild. I was like, what a weird mashup I never thought I'd see. I never thought I'd see Guthrie Govan and Hans Zimmer. It's like, that's wild. Bonkers in a way. Definitely not the thing I thought I'd see. Make sure it's just my emails clicking off. I thought I had some messages, but I think it's just that. Okay, it's just emails. I got a few different emails from you guys, just making sure. But yeah, man, music's a trip though. And I forget what started this conversation or how I ended up at this ending. I kind of just went flat in my brain. Like I don't remember what I was even going on about before this. I remember vaguely we were talking about CDs and something else before that, but yeah, I'm not sure how I ended up here. But anyways, hope you're all having a fantastic Friday out there. If you weren't here earlier, memberships on the channel are gone, but you have an option to join my Patreon, which is like our OnlyFans for musicians. Yeah, that's a bad joke. But less exciting. Instead of seeing a bunch of chicks, you're just going to see a furry dude playing some guitar. So if that's your kind of thing, join it. There's a lot of information on there and possibly more to come. So that's awesome, man. Yeah. There was a wild video I saw, and watching them just doing that was just weird for my brain to fathom. I was like, what am I looking at? Like, what is this? Passing the Friday away. Well, no worries, dude. Thanks for joining me. It's cool just to connect and BS with you guys and hang out and stuff. And, it gives me a break from my editing. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting here editing, playing, which is great. I love to play and edit, but sometimes it's good just to take a break and, modify the brain a bit. Yeah, that is true. He did. I remember making a joke about that in one of those, was it classroom type things? And he was kind of joking about the sound effects. That was funny. But yeah, that Go Vaughn guy is wild, dude. Definitely a true musician. It's definitely got my respect. And, that's another thing, too. Not to get, sidetracked, but how do I say this? If I listen to guitar players and they're instrumentalists like myself, or just somebody that makes music on their own, they're just doing guitar stuff, I worry about two things. One, the songwriting first, and the melodic structure. If it has a good song structure, it's melodic, it's got a good groove, it just sounds catchy, I feel like I'm grooving with it, I instantly like that artist. I think they're good. Number two, if they don't have good songwriting skill and they don't have good melody, it can be saved if they have good technical ability. If they're really good technically, I might be interested still and be like, well, that's really cool technique they did physically. Like, that's something I can respect. But if the music writing isn't there, I can't flow with it, and the technique is sloppy, like it's not as good as what I can do, I'm probably not going to be as interested because it's not captivating for me. Now, I'm not saying everybody has to play like Steve Vai, but at the same time, if it doesn't have good song structure or good melodic structure that's groovy, then I'm relying on the technique to be interesting. Because if there's no song structure that's interesting, I at least want the technique to be good. And so, yeah, that's why a lot of stuff that people share with me, like in the past, one guy shared me some artist that I guess plays guitar and all that, but it sounded really sloppy to me. And I was like, this guy sounds really sloppy. And I'm not trying to be rude, but I was just like, why do I want to listen to that? It sounds sloppy. If I'm going to listen to something, I want it to sound good and clean and on time and melodic, like I want to hear Rick Graham. I want to hear Tom Quayle, Greg Howe. I want to hear something top level, then I'll listen to it because I want to be interested in it. But again, melody and melodic structure first, more than the skill and technique. But obviously, it's respected if they can do good skill and technique also. That's why I moved on to listen to a lot of Asian musicians, because they really have both the technical, prowess, but they also have the musical structure that sounds really nice. They blend a lot of R&B and jazz and rock stuff. So it's not just the same old, hey, here's Freebird, right? Which is fun to wing once in a while. I do that too. Let me see here. And then what is this? Let's see here. Oh my goodness, it's late. Well, no worries, dude. Thanks for joining the stream. Have a good rest of your evening. Get some rest. Be well. Stay healthy. And hopefully we see you in the next stream, my friend. But yeah, man. So it's wild. You know what else is wild? A lot of people think that my Corey Feldman video is still real. They really think it's real. You know, the one I dubbed with the guitar playing. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. And if you don't, I'll show you. Since it's my own video, I don't think I'll get in trouble. But I did two of them, and people believed both of them. They thought they were both real, which is wild. I have like 310,000 views on this, by the way. I'll screen share in a minute. People keep commenting every day saying, Corey's amazing. What a god, a guitar. Or like, wow, this guy has people, the Illuminati covering for him. Like, the Illuminati? What are you talking about? Yeah, let me show you real quick. If you haven't seen it, it's really silly. By the way, keep this in mind. This video took me 20 seconds to make, like physically. I literally just looked at it. I played some off crappy notes that were like a scale up and down, basic shred stuff. I woke up in the morning, did it like in 20 seconds, quickly edited the video, uploaded it like a few minutes after. I put no effort into the video. I didn't think it was going to take off, and people were going to think it was real. Really funny. But anyways, this is the one here, if you haven't seen it, where I just dubbed it. Anyways, people thought that video was real, and I get comments every day about this, still like 10 comments a day. Corey Feldman sucks, or Corey Feldman's a badass guitar player. Corey Feldman paid someone to cover his solo. Corey Feldman's got the Illuminati working for him. I'm like, what the heck? This is like, people really believe this? Like, I put so little effort. I didn't think anyone would believe it, but they actually believed it. It was wild. And I still get comments. I'll reply back. They'll ask me, is that a fake audience? I'm like, yeah, I dubbed everything. They're like, no, honestly, what happened? I'm like, that is what happened. I dubbed it. I did this. Oh, it's funny. That's funny, dude. I bet that was wild. Yeah, Goonies is a masterpiece. Absolutely. Agreed. You shared that vid when it happened. That's funny, dude. Yeah, I've seen it circulate all over online. Like, I guess it went kind of viral. So I've been seeing people like showing it in their streams or different videos reacting to it. I've seen different videos of it popping up because YouTube tells you if your video is being seen or being used in other people's videos. So that's kind of funny. And then, I did the Fred Durst one after, and I made it even more silly on purpose. I made it like a, really cheesy dub. Like, I gave Fred Durst a voice. I dubbed the guitar of Feldman. I did like this really cheesy, like stupid accent for Fred Durst. And again, everything was faked. I did it even more worse on purpose. I made the mouth not match the words. I made the guitar look off, on the screen. And yet people still believed it was real. They believed it. I don't know how they could believe it still, but they did. And I was blown away. I was like, how did this happen? But yeah, anyways, people still believed it. Yeah, it's wild, dude. And so for those of you that didn't see that one, I'll show you that one real quick. And I barely put any effort into this video, but it is what it is. So let's see, theater mode. So the word on the street is Corey Feldman sucks at guitar or something. I want to know if Corey Feldman's going to break something tonight. What about you guys? No tricks, no traps, no nothing, homeboy. Straight up. Hit it. Stop. Start again, fool.
You just give my ass raw with the chainsaw.
So dumb. That's so stupid. But yeah, that was a really dumb thing, and people believe that like 100%, which is wild. Let's see here, Lil Wayne and Nick Jonas have some killer leads also. Oh yes, oh yes. Straight be crazy movies when an actor doesn't even try to make it look real. Oh yeah, like grabbing the guitar and they're just going like, yeah, dude, it's horrible. I hate seeing that. Yeah, it feels like it, right? It feels like it. Yeah, by the way, that video took me like maybe 2 minutes to make that time, so a little more work, I guess, because it was a longer video. But again, very little effort. I made everything look really bad on purpose so people would see it was fake, but they still believe it. They're like, what does Fred Durst know about anything? Scumbag should shut his mouth. I'm like, Fred Durst wasn't even talking. It was me. I was Fred Durst. What is happening right now? Which is hilarious. I just let it go. But yeah, I get comments every day on that one. Skits I do are a trip. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I got some skits on the way, by the way. Well, let me say wait twice, but you get what I'm saying. I got some skits coming that are pretty ridiculous. I just have to edit them down, but more wild adventures. I have one coming up that's called like Instagram guitarists in a nutshell. It's going to be a series, but the first one's going to be like just me making fun of like how Instagram people play on the reels, like staring at the camera, playing the guitar, going like, looking all stupid and like flowing the hair, making the face, looking like real dumb stuff people like to do. And then the other one is going to make it like, more like really sensual, like licking the guitar on the side, like, rubbing the chest, looking really stupid with my shirt opened up a bit. It's going to look really stupid. But then after that, I'm going to make it a series where I'm going to take like the most ridiculous videos I see on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and then mimic them. So I'll show like first few seconds of the video and then try to mimic what they're doing and why I think it's ridiculous. Because people take themselves way too seriously. Yes, right. Good old Corey and his magic guitar playing. I wonder if Corey saw those videos of me, making fun of him a bit and, fixing the lead. I wonder if he had a laugh. He's probably had a good laugh if he saw that. Because that first one had like 300,000 views, which is ridiculous. It still gets views every day, like I said, so it's bonkers to me. It's like half a year ago. What's up, Ubi? How you doing, man? Good to see you. But yeah, dudes. Anyways, that's a little bit of the funny stuff for today. Yeah, that whole Corey Feldman thing, man. I don't dislike Corey Feldman. Just for the record, I just did it for fun. I just thought it'd be hilarious to mix, my guitar playing over the video. And I thought, hey, maybe people get a laugh out of it. I didn't think it was going to get so many views and people were going to think it was legit serious. Wild. That's funny. Give that guy a job, man. He made me sound good. Put him up in the front. Just put like, a wig on him. He could look like me, but a younger version. Allergies kicking your butt. Ah, dude, sorry to hear that. Allergies suck. I hate allergies. If I go out in around the fall time for some reason, I have seasonal allergies around the fall, and my eye just gets all red on both sides and then water, and I'm like, looking around hurts. So I feel you. Not going to the Queensryche show. No problem, man. No problem. That would be a good gig. Yeah, it'd be good for me. You could pay me some top dollar, man. Heck yeah. Definitely could use the funds. Let's do it. I'll be a session player for any guy. That's cool with me. I've done it before. I've done work for people where I've done like solos or whatever, and they've taken credit. Or, I've done like, bass lines or whatever, and I didn't get any credit for doing any of that. I just got paid. I don't care. I ain't got no ego. I ain't going to be around forever. I'm just here for the short, fun ride, man. So, yeah, if someone wants to pay me for a guitar solo and take the credit, go for it. I don't care. I'll shred for you 30-second notes or whatever you want. Pay me the money. We'll make it happen. Oh, yeah, the pollen sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear all that. Well, hopefully you feel better, dude. Hopefully you feel better. being human kind of sucks sometimes with that stuff, you know, allergies and just life stuff, you know. Ugh. It's always something. Which, by the way, guys, the Ubi showed me a really cool rap diss track that he was inspired to make from our last live stream. So he made a little rap diss track about guitar stuff. It was pretty dang funny. I don't know if he uploaded it to YouTube or not. Hopefully you'll upload that soon if you haven't. It was pretty comical, dude. Ah. Oh my gosh, that's quite a few times. No worries, dude. Appreciate you relaxing to the stream. Hopefully it's entertaining. Ooh, I feel you on that. I'm allergic to taxes also. Oh, wow, man. That's wild. Mm-hmm. Oh, I believe it, dude. Yeah. I guess, you know, kudos to him for just winging it, I guess. You know, that's can't say I've ever seen that before, just going at it, and especially at that level of fame. But hey, if it works, I guess. Ah, nice, man. That should be exciting. Looking forward to seeing it. Heck yeah, dude. It's going to be good. When you showed it to me, I had a good laugh. My wife and I were sitting there having a good chuckle. I was like, this is good. My wife was like, this sounds like old, like 90s hip hop sound. I was like, yeah, it does sound like that. Like what was it? Like Digital Underground or something, you know? Humpty Dance. Let's see. A chubby baby. That's going to be a creepy mindset right there, man. Thinking of that now. You ruined the image for me. Anytime I see Corey Feldman, I'm going to think of that now. A chubby baby humanoid thing. I'm sure he's a fine guy and all. I don't know anything about him personally, but I'm sure he's fine. Seems like a character. Apparently it was a big trolling thing, right? He said that he's just trolling people with his guitar on purpose, and it's supposed to be a big joke, like the joke's on you or something. I don't know how true that is, or if he's just going with the flow. I don't know. Whatever works, whatever makes the guy happy, I guess. That's cool with me. Thanks for the content, Corey. If you watch the channel sometime, thanks for the content. I made a little bit of money off that video. So that's probably my most highest ranking video in my entire life. I never had a video hit 300,000. I never made that much money on a video. And it's funny because it was a short video. It's like, what, 20 seconds? So I didn't think I'd make any money off the video. I was like, well, I'm not going to make any money off that video. You know, if I get a video that goes like 10,000 views, I might make $20 to $50 if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky, maybe. Right? That Corey Feldman video, oh, man, it was quite a bit of money for just that short amount of like 20 seconds. I don't understand why or how that works in YouTube's algorithm or like how they understand the CPM thing. I don't get it, but cool with me. Oh man, it might. I don't know if it's even relevant anymore. I would like to try. I was thinking about doing like another like guitar cover type thing, like Lil Wayne or Nick, like fixing their solo and putting it over it, but I just don't know. It's worth a try. It is worth a try. I just don't know if it's going to be relevant in the search engines because it's so, I don't want to say outdated, but it's been a while, you know. The Corey thing, I got lucky because it happened like a few days before I made that video. So I was like right in the money of that algorithm, you know, right when that feed was circulating that, which I guess it's still kind of circulating the Corey Feldman thing, but not like it was. Man, then it was really just going crazy. That's funny. Make them sound awful. Like the opposite. Oh, that's wild. Think I might have neighbors fighting outside. That's hilarious. Jerry. Always want to sing the Jerry Springer chant. Work for them Jerry beats, guys. Let's get it going. Oh, man. I don't condone violence, by the way. I just think it's kind of funny when it happens because it's just so ridiculous and pointless. You have to laugh. It's like, really? There's no point for this. Holy crap, dude. 3 a.m.? Dude, thank you for coming to Hangout. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, man, and get some sleep. That's late. I feel tired just thinking about that. But yeah, man, over here it's only 6:26 p.m., which isn't too bad, you know. Which if you're not in the States, I guess you don't go by our, you know, way we do the clock. But yeah. Let's see here. Steve, right? Steve Wilco, is that right? Wilco's. He had a show too, I think, right? Where he's yelling at like teen girls with daddy issues. Why are you letting this guy beat you up? Why? That was like 80% of the show. And then the security guards is like, you know, keep people from beating each other up. Kind of like Jerry Springer, but less funny, right? But I guess Steve was okay. It was kind of funny sometimes, but the Jerry was more funny. The Snyder Marks. That guy was a character, man. Sleazy, but funny. Trash TV, man. Who remembers Maury? Remember the Maury show? You were not the father. Or, you are the father. Oh, no. I don't want to be the father. Funny stuff. Yeah, those shows were wild, man, because, you know, like, the Ebonics, you know, some of those shows is thick. And it's like, sometimes they didn't get what they were saying. You're like, what the hell are they saying? Like, I'm kind of getting it, kind of not. And I may have grew up in kind of the ghetto, but we didn't have like certain Ebonics like that. You know, we had like where I'm from in my ghetto area, like they may say like certain phrases or like dialect of ghetto talk, but it's not like that level of super fast Ebonics where you can't hear what they're saying. And you're like, I gotta rewind that. What did that just happen? It's wild, man. Yeah, you need a closed caption. Yeah, that is true. The little positive ending that was kind of like uplifting and all that. I love that. That was really cool. Because it seemed more genuine, too. It seems kind of sincere. It seemed like he meant it. Or maybe he's just a really good salesman. I don't know. He sold me. I felt it in here. So, oh, that's funny. Yeah, dude, a lot of funny days watching that. I remember good old Jerry Springer. All those guys were characters back then. And of course, Dr. Phil. You know, Dr. Phil came out later, and that was also funny. You know, your mother is a narcissist, okay? He sounds kind of like, hey, you know, he kind of sounded like the guy from South Park. Now I'm thinking about it. That's wild, man. I didn't think about that till now. Yeah, good old Dr. Phil. Jerry was a politician. You got a good point. Very much like a politician. That guy was a character, man. But, you know, if you want to get somewhere in the world, I guess, and you want to do television business, it doesn't hurt to be a politician. You probably have to be to survive in that business or some kind of form of sociopath. I don't think I can make it in the TV world business. I'm happy with my own YouTube career, but I don't think I can work with that kind of level of fakery. Yeah, drugs are bad, okay? Oh, man. That's hilarious. South Park always used to kill me, man. Do you guys remember that one of oh gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Russell Crowe. You guys seen the Russell Crowe one? Where like, you know, I gotta watch it with you guys. I gotta pull it up. I don't know if I get flagged for that or not, but I'm gonna try. I don't know if you get flagged for TV show stuff. We'll find out today. The Fighting Around the World one. That's what it was called, Fighting Around the World. Type that in. Oh, maybe that's not on here. Just see like snippets. Oh, maybe they took it down. Like the actual full version? Oh, no, here it is, full version. Okay, there it is. You got carded when you went to see the South Park movie? That's hilarious. Oh, wow. That's wild, dude. Yeah, you know, I did the DNA test once because I wanted to find out what I was fully because I didn't really know fully, which ended up being like French, Basque French, and Native American. And there's like some like Australian, which is just a bunch of wild mix of stuff. Mainly the top three, though. Anyways, let's look this up real quick. I gotta show you guys. These are my favorite ones. And Okay, I don't know if this is the right version. It says it's full version. We're gonna find out.
He loves to act, but he loves one thing more: fight round the world. He fights his directors and he fights his fans. It's a problem no one understands. There's two things he loves: it's fighting and fight round the world. Making movies, making music, and fighting round the world. Russell Crowe. Making movies, making songs, and fighting round the world. Now back to Russell Crowe.
Oh, is this not the actual?
Hello,
audio?
everybody. I'm Russell.
Oh, they tricked me. It's just pictures. It's audio. I thought they were actually going to show the fighting, but oh wow, so it's just pictures. All right, they tricked me. Dang it. Okay, hold on. But the intro's still funny enough. That intro alone kills me every time. Poor Russell Crowe. It makes it even funnier since he did that movie. Was it the Rage one, the road rage thing? I forgot what that was even called. That was a funny movie. I was like, what am I watching right now? Why is Russell Crowe in a car threatening people with like an axe? Oh, geez, man. But yeah, that's wild. Why is it like that? It shouldn't be like that. Yeah, it's a stupid thing it's doing. You move around. Full version. No, it's not going to work either. South Park nailed this one. No. Well. Close enough, man. Close enough, I guess. It is what it is. All right, let me see here. Not trying to ignore you guys. Rod Stewart. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. I haven't seen Rod Stewart in a while. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, we're gonna move this out of the way. And all right. Jeez, man, what a mess. But anyways, having said that, I got everything figured out here. You'll have to let me know how it goes with this. Understand. Okay, yeah, I still got the same thing. Sorry, just making sure. But yeah, man, as far as, practice or any kind of good tips I can give you, I don't really have anything good to say this time around. Usually I do, but this time I don't really have anything good. So it's up to you guys. You're going to have to figure it out on your own this time. Until we can figure out something else. That sucks about the Russell Crowe thing, though. I really wanted that to work out. That was a hilarious one, and now I can't find it. So, oh well. What a bummer, man. Fighting around the world, man. All right, I just got to close it off, I guess, because, yeah, there's no point for that one. Thanks a lot, Russell Crowe. Okay, not really Russell Crowe's fault. It's just my own fault. Close enough. Close enough. All right. Good. Yep. Practicing is important for this kind of thing, for when you're recording yourself. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Definitely a good choice. Oh, Gladiator. Yeah, that's a classic, dude. Love that film. That's definitely, it was an instant classic when it came out, too, I think. Which is fair to say. All right. Killer. But yeah, let me know what you guys are up to these days. If you have anything exciting you want to share with me before I let you go in a little bit. Might be here just a little bit longer, maybe till 7. It's about 6:30. So yeah, probably another half an hour. And we'll see what goes on from there. But yeah, just let me know what's going on. Bye. Well, bye back at you, bud. But in all seriousness, I'm not sure what you're referring to. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not doing memberships anymore. I did cancel that. But if you guys want to join the Patreon, there's a lot of cool stuff available. So definitely let me know if you want to continue down that road or not. We'll get it going for you if you do. Let's see. I want to be free when you leave. I want to be here when you leave, so bye. No worries, man. No worries. You do what you got to do, my friend. All right, so not ignoring anything there. Just started posting to yours again. Nice, man. Yeah, memberships just felt kind of pointless here on the channel. I don't make much money off them because memberships on YouTube, you make like, gosh, not much. They take about 30 to 40% of your income. So I was like, no point in doing that. I'll just put it on Patreon where they only take 5%. So I keep the prices adjustable. But yeah, so I took everything off of YouTube, put it on my Patreon. So made that easy. Definitely a lot easier than it was, at least. And I have a lot of stuff coming on the way. A lot of stuff I got to put back in place, but yeah, well, it'll keep it fun. Keeps it interesting. %? Oh my goodness, that's wild, man. Yeah, I guess that makes sense though with affiliate programs and all that. I guess I can see how that makes sense. Still annoying though. Still annoying when that happens. Let's see. Make sure I'm not missing anything else real quick. Okay, we're good. But yeah, guys, cool. I'll be here for just a little bit longer, probably another 20 minutes or so. Just let me know what you guys got going on. Yeah, definitely not doing any more, like guitar playing videos, at least not for the time being. They just don't seem to really get anywhere. And it's been kind of a dead end road for me in some ways. But let's see here. Heck yeah, there you go. Ain't no room for that. I swear it really is like the musicians' OnlyFans. It really is. But, for like not so good looking people like ourselves that are just dudes playing guitar. Oh, gosh. Guys, like, speak for yourselves, dude. I'm a 10, all right? Yeah. But, it's not all glamorous for those people. It's not all glamorous. I know some people that are on there, right? And they're not making so much money. Not Patreon, but OnlyFans. I know people that actually do that. And apparently, I guess it's not like they're rolling in money like they claim on some. I guess there's a lot of competition, right? Which has got to be hard because there's got to be a lot of people that are younger and better looking than you doing things a lot cheaper than you. So same thing with music. You're going to have a lot of people that are just as good or better charging less, and then you have more following. So it's a lot of competition. A lot of competition stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to do playing on my streams, but it was kind of the opposite. Every time I play live, I had less viewers. Like people clicked off and they don't want to watch. And then I never got donations or anything, which is fine. I didn't play for donations, but yeah, people never sent me super chats. Meanwhile, though, I pop into like, other streams and people would sit there and just like, like they wouldn't say anything. They wouldn't play. They're just sitting there looking at the wall or something and like drawing. And like not paying attention to the chat. People are donating like hundreds of dollars, and I'm like, doing what? Just sitting there. It's wild, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I stopped doing playing on streams. I get bigger engagement with just talking for whatever reason. I don't know why. Yeah, it just depends, I guess, what the videos are about too. Because I made a lot of lesson videos, but only half of them actually got like 1,000 views. The other just stayed like 200 views, which is really stupid. Same thing with reviews. Some of my reviews have taken off to 20, 30,000 views. Like the Bromo guitar I reviewed, the acoustic one, randomly took off to like 20,000, which is bizarre to me. I don't know why that one. And then some other ones stay at like 200. And I'm like, well, why? I use the same, layout for the algorithm, same everything. At this point, I kind of gave up on uploading on certain days and times because that didn't help me at all. Like I was uploading the same days and times like once a week, but it didn't make a difference to my channel. I noticed it's just kind of stagnant. So I did some experimenting in the last week or two, uploading just random times and random days, like whatever. I upload 9 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning. And I noticed an interesting trend. After like 2 or 3 days, it gets up to 1,000 views or 500 around there, peaks. Why? I don't know why. It's really weird. So I was like, okay, this is working, I guess. So I'm just going to keep uploading random days and times to throw the algorithm off because it wasn't working for me before. I'm like, just screw you, YouTube. I'll take that. I'm just going to upload random stuff now and see how you like it. I wish YouTube had more competition. Yeah, YouTube's got a lot of competition for a lot of stuff too. I wish that they didn't because like there's probably 1 million people at the 9,000 club like I'm at, which isn't really much. It's kind of on the low end of things. And then once I get to 10,000, there's probably 1 million people at 10,000. So I'm still in the sea of forgotten abyss, which, I'm not saying it's like, I'm not saying it negative. Like I'm grateful to be at the number I'm at. It took hard work and all and patience, but at the same time, my channel's still pretty hidden. Like I'm still pretty unknown. Once I hit 10K, I think I made it somewhere. I'll feel like, okay, at least I made it somewhere. If I get hit by a train in the next, month after hitting 10K, well, at least I could die happy and say I made it to some cool like accomplishment. But again, if you're doing like, I don't know, if you're doing like, well, I mean, you could dissect it any way you want. I guess I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole, but yeah, Rumble, like we were talking about earlier, that's true. Oh, I get you. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like players. Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff for like streaming. I mean, besides Rumble, I guess, but that's not really that big. I noticed. YouTube's really the big boss, so to speak, of the internet. Kind of funny to think. Unless they're doing you're in some other country and you're using like NeoTube or something, which is kind of like the same knockoff. But and apparently, like some places, you have to have like a VPN. Like my buddy that lives in China, apparently he has to have a VPN blocker or something so he can even use YouTube because he couldn't use it before. And I was like, well, that's wild. Kind of weird to think. I guess in his province, at least, of China. So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Getting sidetracked though. Sorry, ADHD. Anyways, let's see. Anything I can tell you guys about future stuff? I'll tell you a really funny one. I ticked off a dude the other day because, okay, well, I'll give you the long story, I guess. It's kind of funny. So I posted the Stritch guitar up for sale because, I can't keep guitars in here. And part of my income is selling guitars. I sell guitars that I review. Or sometimes I give them away, depending. I've given a few away. But this guitar I'm going to sell because it comes with a lot of stuff. I'm just going to sell it all. It's a package deal. Anyways, this dude messaged me and said, hey, is the guitar still for sale? I said, yes, it is. It's for sale. $40. It's like $40. You're crazy, man. I said, I'm not going to sell it to you anymore. Just forget about it. He's like, you're not going to sell it to me anymore? I said, no, it's not for sale. We're not going to play these games. $40 is kind of like, I don't need to sell it. I'm not, hurting for cash. And it's like, I'm just selling it to sell it. I'm not selling it because, I'm here for somebody to dick me over. And the dude got pissed off and tried giving me a bad rating, and I was like, seriously? He's like, yeah. He's like, you tried to switch and bait on me. He said it backwards. He's like, switch and bait. I was like, it's bait and switch, idiot. Like, if you're going to start crap with me, at least know what you're talking about. And I didn't bait and switch you. I told him, like you're lowballing me. You're, the one causing the problems. But anyways, yeah, luckily they didn't keep the review the guy did. I was able to get it removed, but I was like, seriously, like, you didn't even buy anything. You shouldn't be allowed to review me and rate me, like, scumbag. Like, yeah, like, who does that? Somebody's reputation, you know? But that happened before another time. This old dude got mad because he wanted to trade me a guitar. It was like this piece of junk with no strings on it, covered in dust. I couldn't know if the strings were even on there, if they would, you know, work on the guitar. It didn't have any strings on it. I said, well, can you put strings on and dust it off so I can look at it? No, you just got to take it as is. I said, no, we're not doing that. I said, we're not doing that. I said, deal's off. We're not going to, I'm not even going to entertain the idea with you. I said, I appreciate the offer, but no, we're not doing that. Well, this other dude, this is the dude, he got mad, right? This other guy, older guy. Oh, you mother effer, F you. You're a rip-off con artist, a communist scumbag liberal, you know, I'm going to rate you. And he gave me a negative 1-star rating or whatever it was, or, you know, 1-star rating. And said in the review, I was trying to bait and switch him, and I disrespected him. And I was like, dude, I didn't bait and switch you. Like, I didn't do any of these things to you, you know. And I posted the pictures on Facebook so they could see, and I got the review removed. But I'm like, what kind of scumbag wants to go to like somebody's profile and give a 1-star rating when I didn't do anything wrong to you? It's because you lowballed me and try to give me your junk that you have in your garage. Like, ridiculous. And these people, of course, after they talk their smack and leave me the review, then they block me. And I'm like, yeah, you're a real tough guy, man. Like, you wouldn't do this in real life and start crap, you know, and get to my face and talk shit. Everybody's a keyboard warrior, you know. But anyways, besides the point, I was just like, you know, just be respectful, man. Like, I respect people. I treat everybody as my family. You know, I love, you know, being nice to people and all that. Like, I'm cool with people. I love hanging out with people and all that. But being rude doesn't get you anywhere. And if you're going to be disrespectful and like tarnish my image or reputation, well, I'm going to throw hands, man. Like, I'm not going to stand for that shit. You're not going to walk on me, you know? But anyways, long story short, I still have the guitar, luckily. I'm not going to sell it to some disrespectful, you know, douche online. But yeah, people are wild, man. Wild people. Let's see here. You hate low ballers. Yeah, same here, dude. Yeah, it was on Facebook Marketplace that happened twice. So I have other apps I use, but I try to do Facebook too. I just try to include it in there, but I'm kind of thinking of not using Facebook anymore because people are just such scummy people on there. Dude, yeah, you're right though. It really is. Yeah. I've had some good sales too. I met some really nice people. You know, we met up and shook hands and did some BSing on music, and they paid me up front, and everything was good a few times, but like you said, it's hard, man. Like, Facebook is a market full of just lowballing degenerates, man. They're just a bunch of weenies. And they'll get their way, they throw a temper tantrum. It's like, well, dude, you can't just get things for free. And, you know, what do you want me to do? You know, here's the guitar for free. You want to take my house or my apartment keys while you're at it? You know, should I just give you everything I own? Like, what is this, a robbery? People are wild, dude. They're wild. Let's see here. Is it available? Yes, it is available. I don't do shipping though. Like, I'm not doing a lot of shipping stuff because it's just, I don't have any boxes and all that. And then I got to get the padding and you know, the shipping and handling stuff's a mess. And I don't know if it's going to show up right because I don't package guitars that often. I just try to avoid all that because I have like too much paranoia. Maybe one day if Richard comes over here and shows me his elite packaging skills, he told me it's really easy. He has like his whole setup, like figured out what he likes to use, what boxes to use and all that. So I would trust, you know, if he came over and showed me his magic ball shredder skills. But until then, we'll see. You just shot me an email. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I'll definitely add it to the list here. I got quite a few of them to look through later, which will be cool. I like having a lot of new music to check out. Okay, yeah, it went through, by the way, Jeff. I see your email. Yeah, see, that's the thing too, the fees. I don't want to mess with all that. Yeah, I mean, even if you have like pirate ship, I know you can cut down on some of that, but No, I get what you mean, man. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Warm flour tortilla, yeah. That's funny, dude. Yeah, he's wild. He's always about like fixing up guitars and selling them online. He's like, this ain't no big deal, dude. You probably spend like $100 on doing this. I'm like, I don't got $100 to throw on shipping stuff. I'm cheap, dude. I'm broke. I ain't doing that, you know. I'll try to sell in person always before I can do online because I'm just lazy for one, two, cheap. Let's see. Are you serious? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, did it show up okay, I guess? Is a good question. did it come in one piece? I mean, did it work? That's wild, man. That is wild. Yeah, I don't know, man. People are a trip. I've seen some crazy stuff working in the stores too, man. You know, I worked at the music store for almost 10 years. You know, I was there 9 years as a manager or assistant manager, technically. There's no other manager, just the boss and me, but so I did most of the stuff. You know, I was there 6 days a week, had my keys. I was the guy people yelled at all the time, but people would do the most craziest stuff to me. And I was like, what is happening? You know, like one time this dude, he wanted a better deal, you know, on the guitar. Okay, so I called the boss. I'm like, hey, this is what the price of the guitar is. He's not really the kind of guy that would give you a deal in the first place because he kind of gets ticked off with that kind of thing. So I was real careful with my wording. He was like, all right, we'll give him this. I said, okay. So I talked to the guy. This is what he's willing to give you. Flipped out. No, I need to talk to somebody else. I'm not paying that. That's BS. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Give me a better deal than that. You give me a better deal than that. I'll give you the money right now. I'll pull out money. I'll just give you money. You take the money. It's fine. I can't take the money, dude. I'm just, you know, the assistant manager here. I can't just take your money and override the boss's orders, you know. Oh no, you can take it. It's fine. Just take the damn money, you know. Just do your job. I can't take the money because, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not in charge of that, man. I don't make the prices. I can't just take the money. So many people flipping out and leaving over that kind of thing. Or one time, this one family came in. They were Indian, really nice people. But then suddenly they got weird because it was just me working, you know, because I ran the shop alone a lot. And they were like, oh, they started going and touching all this stuff, you know, and knocking stuff over. I don't know what they were doing. They were just knocking stuff over, touching everything. They want to touch everything. And I was like, hey, no. Careful. You know, we don't have stuff in the back. Okay, we're sorry. They keep touching stuff. Had to catch something. Almost fell. It was like a tailor or something. Almost got knocked over. I had to grab, put it up. Anyways, so I'm like kind of stressed out, making sure they don't destroy the store. This dude walks up to me with a $20 bill. He has that big old, like, 100-watt amp in his hand. This big old, you know, Marshall. He's holding it. And he tells me, you take 20. You take 20, yeah? You take. It's okay. I don't take 20. I said, no. I said, that's like $500. You know, I told him, I can't make the rules on that. No. It's okay, my friend. You take $20. You take. Okay, it's all right. You take 20. I can't take the 20. They're putting it in my pocket. No, it's okay. You take 20. Yes, it's good. I'm like, no, I don't take the 20. I'm like, I can't take your money. I'm like, you have to pay the fee if they're it's the product fee. I can't be bribed. You know what I mean? I'm not being bribed here. And they flipped out and threw a big temper tantrum and kicked the door open. I'm like, customer service. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. I mean, granted, I deal with people in a different way, but I would never work as a manager again with keys, working 6 days a week. I would never do it again. You couldn't pay me enough. I've put up with it too many years. And then getting in between my boss trying to beat people up. I could tell you stories about that too. Fights breaking out, my boss going fist to fist with people and me getting in between it, trying to stop it. I got stories I could tell you guys. So stick around. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me make sure here. Oh, I bet. That's got to be wild. Oh, man. That's wild, dude. Sorry, not trying to get sidetracked. Okay, so yeah, I got some silly stories here for you guys to have a laugh at. So this place I worked was kind of like Pawn Stars. Just think about Pawn Stars for a minute. It's kind of like that. The boss was wild. Like, things would snap quickly. Fights would break out. It was just wild, dude. It was like the Wild Wild West. I never worked at a store like that in my entire life. You know, I've always worked at places where I thought you had to be professional and on your utmost behavior. This was not like that. This place was like, shit was going to break loose. Like, you didn't know when. Like, it was going to happen, though. It happened multiple times. The first experience, and this is the funny one, this dude, he walks up to the door and he rubs his genitals. He whips out his whole package. The whole package. I'm talking about the whole thing. He rubs it all against the door. He's just licking the door. I guess he must be a homeless dude. He has to have a backpack on, but he's doing this. He's just some crazy dude. I don't know what's happening. My boss at the time ran down the stairs screaming, Lester, get to the door. I was like, what's happening? You know, I'm fixing a guitar in the back. I look up, I see this dude's package on the door being rubbed, you know? My boss swings out the door, bam, right in the face. They start fist fighting out there. I run out there. I'm like, whoa, what's going on out here? I'm like, hey, this could be a lawsuit. I'm thinking, dude, no. I'm going to kill this son of a bitch. I'm going to kill him. You know, kicking the dude, punching, spitting on the guy. You get out of here. I'll rip your freaking eyes out, all this stuff. You know, I'll kill your whole family. You're gonna be dead. And going back and forth. The dude's like, what did I do? Oh, it was just a joke, man. It's just a joke. And I'm in between them, in the middle of the street, cars honking. I'm like, oh God, the cops are going to be called. This isn't going to be good. Like, this is my job. What if the dude gets arrested? What if the place gets a lawsuit? I was panicking. It's like, oh shit. So he looks at me, Lester, get the son of a bitch. He's like, kick him in the nuts, get him in the eye. I'm like, I'm not going to jump into this. I'm like, this is not, no. I'm like, no. Just stop for a minute. What's going on here? The guy did something wrong, but let's you already beat his ass. We can go on with the day. It's good. Anyways, the cops had to come. They separate the guy and him. And so I'm thinking, how can I get out of this? I need to make the situation right, because this could be my job. I got to look out for myself. So the cops pull everybody aside. The boss goes in the building. They tell me, what happened here? We need to know details. What happened? I said, well, look, man, this is what happened. I said, the dude whipped his genitals out. He rubbed him against the door. Okay. And then, he looked like he was going to do something else. My boss asked him to leave, and then they got into an altercation. That's what happened. He defended himself, and that's what went down. Okay. The cops were like, okay, that seems fair. Granted, it may have been a little more crazy than that, but hey, this was my job at the time. I'm trying to keep my job. So anyways, as they're saying this, the boss sticks his head out the door at the guy, and he's like, hey, you son of a gun. He said, I'm going to find you later, and I'm going to kick your ass. I'm like, no, I just helped you. I'm trying to help you, you idiot. I'm thinking, no, this is wrong. Like, I am trying to help you here. Stay in there, stay in. Anyway, so then the cop's like, oh, go back in. We're getting the story from your employee. So they're talking to me. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Then they talk, as I'm saying this, the guy behind me screeches. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. He's almost like in tears. And he says, you liar. You're a liar. He's like, you're a sociopath. You and that guy are sociopaths. He beat my ass. He beat my ass. You're a scumbag. I was like, dude, I was like, you whipped your genitals out on the door. I can't help you at that point. Like, you did wrong, man. You did what you did, and you got the result. Like I can't control reality. It's already happened. But yeah, and the cop afterwards, everything was done. The cop told him, he's like, you shut up, man. If you keep running your mouth, we're gonna tase you. I was like, oh damn, they're gonna tase him? And they started, roughhousing with him a little bit, and they let him go. But they were real rough with the guy. Then they let me and the boss go, and they just said this. Yeah, it's cool you did that. Next time a guy whips his genitals out, just beat his ass. I was like, did I hear the cop right? The cop said it's okay just to beat the dude's ass, and it's fine? Oh, okay. I'm like, this is wild. I'm like, I didn't expect that. Like, this is a full-on street 80s action film happening, and it's okay, I guess. It's all right. I was like, what the hell? That was just like, that was wild, man. Like, I didn't think the cops were cool with it, but I guess they were cool, so it was all right. That's just one experience. I got so many other stories. Another time, I'm going to work, and this is the time I lived like 3 towns away, so I had to like take a bus to another bus. It was a long trip. It took me like 3 hours. I used to commute on a bus for 3 hours every day to go to work years ago. This is like 10 years ago. Anyways, so I go, I'm getting, my stuff together. I might go my backpack of water and stuff. I'm getting ready to go to work. It's daytime, like 11 in the morning, walking up behind this building right where I worked. This dude rolls up on a bicycle, right? This is a real thing. It felt like a movie scene. He comes up with this pipe, he has this big pipe attached to this thing, and he has a knife on him, like a big Bowie knife. So I'm looking at these weapons thinking, this guy's a knife and a pipe. Why is he coming up to me? So he rolls up on his bicycle, right? He gets off his bike and he walks up to me, kind of cornering my distance. I'm trying to like keep separate. He comes up to me. This is broad daylight. He whips out his knife and says, what's in the bag, man? I said, what's in the bag? And I was like, what do you mean what's in the bag? Open the bag, dude. He says, I don't want to have to hurt you. He says, but I will hurt you if you don't open the bag. Open the bag now. He starts getting closer to me with his knife, and I'm like, this dude's going to straight up rob me. I said, you're going to rob me? Like right here, right now, in broad daylight? I kind of laughed. I was like, this is wild. You're going to freaking stab me in broad daylight. I was like, what the hell is happening right now? Because, you would think that people get stabbed in the night. Well, you'd be surprised. I was always safe in the night. All my incidents happen in the daytime, mostly. Anyways, so this dude takes a few swings at me. I realize he's trying to kill me now. Like, he's pissed off. He dropped his bike and started swinging his knife at me. I thought, well, I told him, I said, dude, you screwed up. There's cameras here, and I work in this building. Like, the door's right there. he keeps trying to swing at me still. I guess he doesn't listen. So I go inside the building because I don't have a phone at the time. And I'm just like, dude, call the cops. This dude's trying to stab me. He's coming through the door. Luckily, my boss had a gun, pulled out the gun, and started shooting at the guy. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. It was like a straight up like Western film. He's like, son of a bitch. Kicked the drawer open, got the gun out, went after the dude. I just want to start my shift, and I'm getting stabbed almost over a bag that had nothing in it but a water bottle, maybe a croissant. And now he's getting shot at in the alley. I'm like, this is just wild. That was my second ever funny experience at work that I thought was just bonkers. The third experience, this dude wanted to fight me because I had to kick him out. He was trying to sell his own like strings and stuff, and we didn't want him in there. And the boss told me to kick him out. And he was in a lesson. And I was like, well, I got to do what I'm told. So you got to leave, dude. Oh, no, you can't make me leave. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going anywhere. You can't tell me what to do. I'm just like, dude, I don't want trouble with anyone. I'm just like, it's not my decision. I told him, I'm just the manager guy here. Okay, the boss tells me what to do. You can't sell stuff inside the store. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But you have to go, man. Nope. He didn't want to go. He got up in my face, started yelling and stuff. I'm like, dude, there's kids in here. So I'm trying to like push him out gently. I'm like walking. Don't touch me. Don't put your hands on me. You're assaulting me. Don't touch me. I said, dude, I'm just walking. You got to go out the door. There's kids in here. You're cursing. There's kids. Come on, man. Next thing you know, he wants to fight. Luckily, he doesn't do anything. He's just all talk. But I'm just like, dude, why do you want to beat me up? Like, this isn't my store. I just work here. Like, I'm just the messenger. What are you doing? Yeah, that's another story. Sorry to go on a rant here. I got a lot of funny stories for you guys. What's another funny one? Oh, okay. Here's another good one. So one time I'm teaching a lesson to a guy. It's, probably 11 in the morning, right? I'm teaching a lesson to this older retired sheriff. He's a retired sheriff. Well, he seems normal and chill and really monotone, really cool guy, really mellow. He's in control. Seems real chill. Well, the day starts off. I'm teaching him, right? Something like smoke on the water or some shit. And then out of nowhere, my boss starts playing some like PA system in the back because he's trying to sell it. So it's really loud. You hear the wall shaking here. I want a Mexican. Whoa, radio. I'm like, oh, I know that song. I have to laugh. I'm like, what the hell? It's like 10, 11 in the morning. Well, that snapped the dude. He got up, threw all the stuff up in the air. His guitar, like, I'm surprised it didn't snap. It got cracked, though. He threw it on the ground. He's huffing. He's like, not dealing with this shit today. I'm getting a refund. Kicks his guitar, puts it back in the case, like, barely, closes all the stuff up, swings it into the wall as he's walking, knocks some stuff over on the way out. Starts yelling at my boss, I'm getting a refund for this place. You can't just make noise like that first thing in the morning when I'm in a lesson. I'm a paying customer. Then they started fighting because he's like, you don't tell me what to do in my store. You son of a bitch. And they start going back and forth. And I'm like, what is happening? It's 10 in the morning again. And people are fighting. I'm like, don't you people just know how to relax in the mornings? Like, I'm not a morning guy. I don't even want to be here. If I have to start a shift at 9, I'm miserable. And then now you get a fight in the middle of that. Come on, dude. Why? But yeah, that was a funny one. They're fighting in the rain. I was like, what time is it? I'm like, it's only 10:30 or 11. I'm like, shit. The day's just starting and they're already doing this. Yeah, that was a wild one too. I was like, what is happening? And dude, that's just like a few. I got like hundreds. Like I said, I was there for like almost 10 years. So I've seen just so many random things happen, from fights to dudes kicking amplifiers to kicking doors to people, even employees fighting with the boss. Fist fights I walked into, or my boss walking out the door with a stick beating at a guy. It's like, what the hell's happening out here? I don't even know, man. The most funny one was the time a guy was trying to rob the store. He came in and he had a big old knife or whatever, and he had a buddy with a knife. My boss saw it and he told me, he's like, check the guy. He thinks he's got a knife. So I looked and I said, yeah, he's got a knife on him. Anyways, boss takes out his gun. He walks out right in the open in front of the other customers. He starts loading his gun in front of the guy. He's like, I got enough bullets in here. We'll see how fast you can stab me before I shoot you. He says, you guys have one shot. He says, I'll be over here by the counter. He says, if you could try to take anything you want, see if you get out the door. And I was like, what? Well, the dudes looked petrified. They were like, they kind of looked at each other weird. They thought about it, and then they left. But we weren't like 100% sure they were going to rob the place, but they seemed real sketchy, asking about stuff and, obviously flashing their knives around in their pockets. So it was a little weird, but yeah, that was a funny one too. I was like, what? Like, was this like a Clint Eastwood film? You guys don't want to end up with some holes in you. I mean, it worked, but it's very random. Yeah, what are some other funny ones? I've had, customers want to punch me in the face that took lessons because my handwriting sucked. I think I told you guys that story. This dude goes fresh out of jail, I guess, and beat up his wife and kids. And I could tell they're all bruised up and stuff, and he's a big bully. But he thought he was going to bully me too, so he went in the back and he's doing a lesson, and he starts telling me that my handwriting sucks. He's like, "What is this, a 5? Are you retarded? Is this a 5? Are you freaking retarded, man?" I was like, "It's a 5. I'm sorry, I have bad handwriting, dude. Okay, I dropped out of high school. Okay, if that makes you feel better." Yeah, okay. And then he's like, kept going on about it, and then other stuff was like, "What is this? Is this a 2? You're illiterate, man. You're effing illiterate. You're an effing retard." I was like, dude, I'm trying to help you. You and your kid are doing a lesson, and like you're cussing in front of your kids. They're like 5 or 4. Like, what kind of, I just let it go. But I was like, seriously. But then he flips out again because he sees something else I wrote down. He knocks my music stand over, right? Which I'm just kind of like laughing at this point. I'm trying not to smirk. I'm just like, okay, like, like this is supposed to be impressive to me that you're throwing a temper tantrum as a grown man, But he's like, "Hey, we're just gonna leave. We're gonna get a refund, man." He's like, I had to punch you in your mouth. He's like, for being illiterate and teaching my kids illiterate stuff like this, you're freaking retarded or whatever. We're gonna get our money back. I was like, okay, dude. I said, whatever works for you. I said, you're gonna physically assault your guitar teacher. Wow. I was like, dude, I'm not an English teacher. I'm not a handwriting teacher. I'm just a music teacher. I'm sorry I offended you so much that you want to beat my ass, so badly in front of your family that looks terrified of you. Yeah, real big tough guy. But anyways, he got a refund, out the door. Bye-bye. Just don't bother coming back. But luckily my boss wasn't there for that one, because I'm sure that would have been a huge altercation. I just let it go. Like, just go. Just leave, dude. We don't want the trouble, We don't need a lawsuit. Just go. But yeah, that's just so many things, man. I'm so burnt out and working in public for that reason. But yeah, other funny ones. What are some other funny ones? Okay, yeah, I got another one, guy. I got another good one for you guys. This one's a really silly one. So, okay, the day starts off. It seems kind of normal. I'm thinking, okay, well, this might be a good day. A dude comes in asking about an amp that I guess his dad sold or whatever, or like without his consent. So he wants to get it back. Well, obviously it's not going to happen. My boss is not having it, so they're kind of arguing a bit. Anyways, what turns into just like from a regular argument of customer service turned into the dude kicking over amps and trying to hit the boss, and the boss hitting him, throwing him through the aisles, and then, hitting him with a jar of picks and picks flying out. And I was just like, what is this? Three Stooges hitting somebody with a jar of picks and picks flying out? Like, this is wild, man. Yeah, that was, I say it's a funny one because the pick jar. I remember that, the picks flying thing. What is happening here? Like, what is this? Yeah, in all those years as I worked there, I never threw hands with anyone. I never threw hands. Never hit anybody there. Maybe got yelled at. Maybe got robbed or threatened. Maybe the boss and went at it. But I never threw hands. I just was the mediator. You know what I mean? I was just like, this is so stupid. There's no reason for all this drama. And people are surprised when I tell them these stories. Like, this happened in California? And I'm like, yeah, California. Like, this sounds like Texas or something. I said, it's not Texas. It's California. Central Valley. And for whatever reason, it's, it's just how it is over here. It's kind of meth valley. Everybody's strung out on meth. They're pissed off. One of the two. But yeah, man. I got stories for days on that stuff. And then don't get me started on like other stories. Sounds like 100% California. Some cops are cool. Absolutely. F around, so you found out. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, Wall of Voodoo, man. Wall of Voodoo. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the chat, guys. I got kind of zoned out my own ADHD and just rambling. Just reminiscing on ridiculous times. No, but I have a situation where I did meet one rock star guy. I guess kind of, sort of. Kofi Baker, Ginger Baker's son. I don't know if I told you guys this story. He came in because his tour bus broke down. Anyways, long story short, he came in. I didn't know who he was. Real thick British accent, Oh, but you know who I am? He's like, I'm Kofi Baker, man. Ginger Baker's son. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of Cream. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I had to look him up. Like, oh, okay, I know who Cream is. I guess that's cool. And he's like, you don't believe me? Look me up, man. I'm on Wikipedia. And I looked him up. Like, yeah, there you are. He's like, yeah, I just played with Eric Clapton the other day. Look me up. I'm like, yeah, I see you. You're famous. I get it. But he's all ticked off because I didn't know who he was. And then he got really ticked off with my boss because my boss told him that, you know, cream wasn't that big of a deal. And he got really pissed then. And I remember he was leaving. He told me, "Oh, man," he's like, "You all right?" He's all, "I'll add you on Facebook," which he's on my Facebook if you guys go look. But he told me, he's like, "Your boss is a dick. You hear me?" He's like, "You a dick." He pointed at him. He left the store. That was pretty funny. Got called a dick by Kofi Baker. Oh, man. What a wild time. Yeah, I try to avoid people now, man. I've had my share from being homeless for years, interacting with people nonstop, being homeless, or having to, you know, deal with crazy stuff at the shop for 9.5, 10 years being manager. I've had enough customer service and being robbed and fighting people. Crazy stories, yeah. I'll tell you one where I actually got in a fight. This is a silly one. You guys will have a laugh at this. So there was a dude named Johnny Dangerous when I was homeless. And, you know, when I was homeless, I didn't bother nobody. I kept to myself. I didn't like hanging around other homeless people. You know, if I had to interact with people, I was always respectful. I treated everybody like my friends. If you're hungry and I had an extra $1, I'd buy you a chicken sandwich. We have a conversation. I'd carry on. You know, that's just how I was. And I made a lot of, I guess, kind of friends that way. You know, I was okay with people. I wasn't looking to be best buddies and hanging out, but hey, we could have a meal. That's fine. Anyways, this dude named Johnny Dangerous, he bullied a lot of people that were homeless because he thought he could, I guess, and get his way. So he's like, let me use your phone. Let me have some food. Let me have some food. Come on, what do you have in your bag? Let me have some stuff. Let me have some stuff, man. I'm hungry. You know, always pitting, pushy kind of behavior. I never fell for that stuff. But people were afraid of him because they called him Johnny Dangerous because apparently he knew like Kali and some other martial arts, which I don't give a crap if you know martial arts. That doesn't mean you can fight. You can know all the martial arts in the world doesn't mean you're going to be able to defend yourself unless you actually have, you know, real life experience training it against people trying to hurt you. Anyways, he was trying to bully me, you know, outside the Jack in the Box, 6 a.m. I'm with my Chihuahua I had at the time. And, you know, I had this Chihuahua that I saved because it was already homeless. I couldn't find the owner. Just so you guys have this, it's not the same Chihuahua I have, different Chihuahua I gave away, by the way. I tried to find it at home, so that's why I had the Chihuahua. Anyways, found the Chihuahua, had ticks on it. I carried it with my hands down to the vet place, spent my last money to get it tick medicine, gave it the medicine, took the ticks out, make sure it had food and water. And then I found it a home eventually, which was like in a few weeks because they didn't have a home apparently from what the vet said. So found a nice home on a ranch. I was living there to this day, happy and fat and fed and all that good stuff. But anyways, I had this trouble with me this day, you know. And so I'm going to get some Jack in the Box eggs, you know, maybe some water for my tea. I like to have tea in the morning. Anyways, so this dude walks up, Johnny Dangerous. He starts trying to bully me. What do you got, man? Give me some money. You got like $1? You got $2? I don't got any money, man. I only got enough for my eggs and my water. If I had extra, I'd help you out. Sorry. Oh, dude, come on, man. Come on. I don't got anything. Yeah, this is what it is. Then he's like, oh, well, dude, you're real lucky, man. You know, they call me Johnny Dangerous. He said, I could kill you in like one hit. And that just pissed me off right then. I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy. You know, sorry for the cursing, but I was like, I'm not going to put up with this shit. Like, here, I told Simon, this other homeless guy, I said, hold my dog, man. Just hold the dog. What's going on, Lester? He said, just hold the dog for a minute. I said, this guy wants to fight, apparently. So I square up with him, you know, and he's like, what are you doing? I said, well, you want to kill me? I said, well, go ahead and kill me then. You know, I just woke up. I just want to get eggs, but if you want to do this, I guess we'll do this. Well, I don't want to fight, man. He starts getting into like defensive position. I just walked over in boxing stance. I just did some Muay Thai. I struck him in the face, a 1-2 jab. He had a bloody lip, and he's like, you hit me. You're a bully, man. You bullied me. I was like, I bullied you? I was like, dude, I just wanted to come here with my dog and have eggs. I asked you to respect that. You're bullying me, I said. You know, I don't go into your personal space and start shit, so why are you doing it to me? And he's like, oh, well, yeah, still, you're a bully, man. You're using boxing. It's not fair. You're bullying me. You're a martial art bully. I was like, no, I'm not bullying you, dude. I said, you wanted to kill me. You said you could kill me in one hit? I don't like that. I said, go ahead and kill me then. So then he got mad, got on his bike, and he's leaving. And as he's leaving, he yells across the street, meet me at the park at 2:00 and we'll finish this. I said, what? You think you're going to trick me and jump me with your buddies? Like I'm stupid or something? I said, you come finish it over here at Jack in the Box and we'll finish it. But if you're not going to finish it, then shut the hell up and go on your bike and carry on, man. Like, I don't want to deal with your shit. I just want to eat my damn eggs, which I did eat eventually. But Simon had a good laugh. He's a really like tall, long bearded guy. Oh, he had such a laugh. He's like, Lester. He's like, oh my gosh, that was. It's like, can I buy you eggs? I said, you want to buy me eggs? He's like, I hate that guy. He's like, he always comes around here, pesters me. Oh, I hate him. And he always, just threatening. Like, he's always kind of threatening with his presence. He just acts rude. I was like, dude, he's just a wimp. He just goes around talking smack. He's like, yeah, but you hit him in the face and it was beautiful. He's like, I'll remember this day forever of how you hit Johnny Dangerous. I was like, dude, it's not about violence, man. I don't want to hit anybody. I'm not proud of hitting people. Because I had a bad temper back then, you know, especially when you're homeless. I was trying not to have a bad temper, but when something clicked to me, I just was like, that's it. I'm going to hit you, dude. Like, I feel like being violent, and I'm going to be violent to you, and I feel like you deserve it. And that was my whole mindset. I'm not like that anymore, of course, but back then I could snap into that moment. You know, but yeah, he had a good laugh, and he bought me some eggs, and it was pretty comical. I was like, I didn't want to hit the guy, Simon. Appreciate the eggs, but you know, I just want to be friends with everybody. Can we just be friends and be nice and respect each other's privacy? You know. Anyways, let's see here. Oh, I bet, dude. CVS is wild too. My wife used to work at CVS years ago as a pharmacy tech when they got robbed a lot. But I can only imagine your wife dealt with so many stories from just scumbag people. People can be such scumbags sometimes to customer service workers or just retail workers in general. So I feel for your wife, man. I feel for her. Oh man, that's wild. That's true too, man. You know, people like that go around living stupid. They win stupid prizes, and it's a true thing. I knew people like that too. They're always going around causing mischief, stealing copper wire, getting high, bullying people, or just being rude, doing stupid crap, hanging out with the wrong people, and they end up dead like 9 times out of 10. I've seen it happen. I know 3 people that have died in the last like 10 years that were younger than me doing stupid crap. And it's like, well, you know, I don't feel bad because, you know, you have a life that's precious. You have potential as a person. And if you're stupid enough to waste it, stealing copper wire and, you know, getting loaded and hanging out with the wrong people, then I can't feel sorry for that. You know, I'm sorry. Like, it's unacceptable to me. Like, you wasted your life. You got blown. This dude got shot by a shotgun shell. Right? You got a shotgun blast through his stomach area. He bled out and died in this dude's lawn. I knew the guy. I didn't like him, but I knew him. You know, I'd always told him, dude, you're gonna get in the wrong place, and it happened. I hate to say that. Like, rest his soul. You know, I hope he's in peace. But it's like, come on, this is respect people, respect their property. Respect is, you know, it's a serious thing. It's like, you know, people think it's a game. Like, I'm just gonna play around and steal some stuff and get high, and it's all right. I'm entitled to do that. Well, it's like, okay, you can do that, but don't be sad if you die or get shot. You know, that's not how the world works. You can't just go doing what you like when you like to do it and expect no consequences. You know, that's not how the world works. That's why I'm alive. You know, I don't do stupid stuff like that. You know, when I was homeless, I didn't do that kind of stuff. How did I survive? Easy. I recycled stuff when I could, or I try to find odd gigs, or I'd, you know, panhandle and busk with my guitar, man. You know, is it respectable? Not at all. But, you know, at least I wasn't stealing things or trying to rob people or panhandle, like, you know, aggressively. I was just out there playing, say, hey, I had a little tip jar. So you could tip me or not. That's fine. I just want to buy a sandwich. And so there were some really nice people that tipped, and thanks to them, you know, I was able to eat and had dinner some nights, man, or, you know, a good drink of water and a hot day or whatever. And that just meant the world to me. But yeah, some people though, I've always just like, there's always that side, you know, there's always that side. Like, when you're homeless, there's like the type of people that are homeless because of situational things like me, right? Just life stuff. Then there's that group of homeless people that are intentionally homeless because they don't want to work. They like just kind of being shady, kind of. And then some people are mentally ill, right? And they have no one to look after them. I've seen that a lot too. You know, you got crazy Stacy walking down the street saying that, you know, aliens are raping her in the wall. I mean, you know, there's some whack stuff out there people think. So it's just there's a whole world out there, man. And you know, coming from that background, I could give you guys stories for days and days and days. I would be on here for hours. I'm not going to waste your guys' time, but yeah, that maybe will be a book one day of just stories you guys can listen to. And that's just stories for like homeless and retail. I got stories just for being a normal citizen. You know, people accosting me, wanting to fight me because my eye. You know, that happened one time. There's this dude that walked up to me, again at Jack in the Box. For some reason, Jack in the Box is like the hub for fighting or something. Maybe it's like Roadhouse. I don't know. But I'm inside Jack in the Box with my buddy. We're enjoying some tea. And that sounds weird, but we bought the hot water, bought some sandwiches, having some tea, just BSing, having a good laugh at life, you know? And anyways, this dude walks up to me. Make sure my phone's not buzzing. Okay, we're good. This dude walks up to me. He's like, hey, man. He's like, I don't like your eye. I was like, you don't like my eye? He's like, yeah, it looks weird. Like, because I'm blind in my right eye. If you guys didn't notice, it kind of has a little laziness to it. But he's like, yeah, I don't like your eye. It looks kind of weird. I said, sorry to hear it, man. I'm sorry you don't like the eye. I said, that's a real bummer. And he told me, yeah, well, maybe it kind of turns me on too. I was like, what? I was like, what does this even mean, dude? I said, that's the gayest thing I heard all day, man. I ain't against gay people, but that's pretty gay. And he got mad. He's like, you want to fight or something? You're going to call me gay? I just got done drinking at the bar. He's like, you think you're tough? I was like, I'm just saying, man, it was a little gay. And I asked my friend, wasn't that a little gay? Saying that my eye turns him on. He goes, it's a little gay. I told him, we're cool with open stuff, but that's a little bit much. Anyways, he got real mad. You want to fight me? You want to fight me right now? You want to fight me? Oh, I'm going to hit you guys. I was like, you're going to hit me? He's like, yeah, I'm going to hit you. I said, all right, well, let's go outside then so you can hit me. Took off my backpack. All right. Got in a boxing stance, threw a jab at him. He ducked. He's like, are you actually going to hit me? I said, well, you said you wanted to fight. Not right now. I don't want to fight right now. That's some Bill Cosby stuff. He said, you guys are going to film it and make me look bad. You're going to put it on the internet. I said, dude, we're not filming anything. I said, you came into Jack in the Box. I'm having tea. And now you're going to hit me. And then you said you wanted to hump my eyeball. So you expect me just to be cool with you? And you said you're going to do all these things to me? Oh, well, I was just kidding, man. I had a little bit too much to drink. Okay. So you want to fight until somebody actually hits you, and then now all of a sudden you're sorry, like most people. When I'm minding my own business 80% of the time, it's like, well, all right. It's like, dude, whatever, whatever. Yeah. And then my buddy too, he was around for a lot of these situations, so you can confirm it. And it happened to him also. He had a lot of horrible things happen. A dude, we donated a steak to a guy one time, a steak that we couldn't eat because we were already full. Somebody gave it to us. Freshly cooked and warm. We gave it to a homeless dude. He got pissed off and threw it on my buddy's windshield. It smeared everywhere. It was a waste of food. Dirtied up his car. And he was like, seriously? And they had to stop them from getting in a fight. I was like, dude, just let it go. He's like, I'm going to knock this dude out. He just, wasted food that some other homeless guy could have ate, and he just, smeared my windshield. I'm like, I know, dude, I know. But look, let it go. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. But yeah, we've seen so many stupid things happen like that. Or even just walking past a dude one time tried to stab me because I laughed about something. It had nothing to do with him. I was laughing at my buddy. I turned around. Are you laughing at me? He pulled out his knife. I need to know. I was like, dude, nobody's laughing at you. We were just having a conversation. That's what I thought. He's like, if you guys were laughing about it, you weren't going to be happy with the result. I was like, the result of what? We were just walking and having a conversation. Nothing has everything to do with you, But I get it. People are spun out, so they think everything's about them. That seems to be the case with Tweaks. Anyways. That's great, man. Oh, my. I bet you've seen some crazy crap at Waffle House. That's wild. Oh, my gosh. See, that kind of stuff, too. It's like just so pointless. Like, why? Yeah, man, the homeless situation is pretty rough. Definitely not something that can be solved easily. And the sad thing is, too, you could take this from somebody that was homeless for a while. A lot of the funds that go to California for the homeless don't get used for the homeless. There were so many times I seen money come in or heard about money coming in, but shelters were closed. They didn't have the funds. Well, what happened to the money that was donated? Or big shipments of food going in, but guess what? They won't let you take any of that food. It was only for certain people. What people? We're the homeless. Like, what is this? Half the stuff that was donated to Goodwill or Salvation Army or what's it called? Samaritan's House, which was here where I live. None of that stuff was ever used for the homeless. So where is it being donated to and to who? The low-income families weren't getting it either. We talked to some of them because we kind of overlapped the circles, right? And then we found out there's a guy named Russell. He was making money on the side selling this stuff in bulk to people. He was taking a little kickback money. Wow. Yeah. Way to go, dude. It's like you're already homeless and have nothing. California's donating all this stuff, right? Which maybe in the Bay Area, there's more rights to the homeless. But where I'm at, the Central Valley, which is nowhere near the Bay Area, it's like 3 hours away or 2.5 hours. But it was a different ball game. It's like they really use the homeless people for money, and then they keep 80% of it. That's what it is. They use you as a scapegoat. Like, hey, we're going to help the homeless people. And then where's the help? Well, here's your stale bread. It's like, wow, dude. And, one time, this is a good example of this is how bad it is. okay, there was a dude outside one time in the pouring rain. It was a thunderstorm. I walk up to him because I see him on the ground coughing. I said, "You all right, man? It's raining, you know?" And he's like, "I don't feel good, man. I can't get up." I said, "You can't get up?" He's like, I'm having a problem." I said, "Okay, what's going on?" He said, I can't breathe, man. I just real like winded. My lungs feel like they have fluid in them. I think I have like pneumonia or something. I can't get up. I said, "Oh shit." I said, "Okay, well, I'm not going to leave you here, dude." I said, "I don't know you that well, but I'm not going to leave you." So I picked the dude up. He's on my shoulder. We're leaning on me. I'm not picking him up. I'm not that strong, but he's leaning on me. I'm carrying him over to the Samaritan house. They're supposed to be funded by the government for the homeless people. I said, "Can you call 911? You know what they told me? We can't use our phone for that." I said, "He's in the rain. He has pneumonia. He doesn't feel good. He's got a fever. He asked for help. So can you call 911? No, he just told you we can't do that. Well, can I call? You can't use the phone. It's our personal phone." Are you kidding me? Like, wow. So anyways, I was able to get a little bit of money together and get the guy like, a taxi ride. But like, come on, man. Like, where's the compassion? Like, I just didn't understand that. Like, you're supposed to be helping. Like, you're a non-profit organization taking money and donations, surprisingly. And on top of that, stealing food, selling it with kickback. And now you're not even calling 911 when somebody's freaking dying or having, a health issue. Like, my view of people has really changed seeing that, because I saw the insides of these fake foundations and fake nonprofit places that really screwed people over. I saw it firsthand, and I was disgusted me. There's nothing more disgusting than seeing that. It's just, it's just so gross. There was one time they kicked the dude out because he smelled a little bit like alcohol from this one shelter, which, by the way, the shelter they had at the time was only open for 2 months because they couldn't afford to keep it open any longer for some reason. Whatever. And by the way, at first they didn't even have beds or anything. It's just like a little like roll-out sleeping mat thing, which is fine. But like, where's the funds going again? Anyways, this dude got kicked out because he's a little drunk. They could have put him in the drunk tank, which is what they called it, the downstairs area for all the drunk people. Well, they didn't do that. The dude had depressive issues. I didn't know this. He hung himself on the tree the next day. I woke up and I saw his body hanging on the tree. This dead body was moving around. I was like, that's that dude that got kicked out. Everybody's telling me, dude, don't look that way. That's the dude that he offed himself last night. They got kicked out. I was like, wow. And that, of course, was a big scene, and they covered it up. It wasn't in the newspaper. Of course, it can't be in the newspaper because, God forbid, a scandal happens, right? That doesn't look proper for the community. Yeah, it's wild, dude. My heart goes out for the people that are trying to get help, and they have to deal with that because they really aren't there to help you. It's really almost counterproductive. Yeah. Anyways, sorry to go on a big rant. It's just disgusting. Oh, okay. Jack in the Box. It was near a Waffle House. Oh, my bad. That's funny, dude. Yeah. Jack in the Box is wild, it seems like. I don't know, man. That's why I don't go there anymore. I'm too old for all that drama. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to San Francisco, to be honest with you guys. I've never been there. It's like 2.5 hours away, so I never had the chance to get there. But yeah, it's wild, dude. I've seen it more than once. It's just bonkers. Oh, dude. I'm sorry to hear that you went through that a bunch of times yourself, but I'm glad you can relate and that you agree and that you've seen it too, man. It makes me so happy in my heart to know that you've seen the same thing I've seen, because it's a hard thing, man. And it's just nice to know somebody can, relate to what I'm talking about. Yeah, so much fraud, dude. They really just so much kickback, and it's wild, man. It's wild. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. And then, getting help even for stuff. It's like they treat you so different. Like, I never did drugs. I never drank. And, some people might not believe me on that. They might think, well, sure you didn't. But I never did. I never drank until I was not homeless. I tried a beer or some whiskey. Didn't like it. Gave me heartburn. Never drink again. But never did any kind of drugs. Never did any of that stuff. And when I got real sick with bird flu, I thought I was going to die. I had bird flu when I was homeless. And, it sucks when you're homeless and you think, man, I can't help myself. And they tell you, well, maybe you should get right with God and stop doing drugs. Maybe then your problems will be solved. get right with God and stop doing drugs. Wow. Well, first of all, I'm not a Satanist. I don't go around saying "Hail Satan." And two, I'm not slamming heroin. So where does that leave me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I've heard that so many times, I just kind of laughed, like, okay. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to help me, but thanks for the backhanded help, I guess. Yeah, it's just wild, man. I've heard that too from people. My mother told me, God rest her soul, sorry. But, when she was real young, she told me she knew she loved alcohol at 10. She would sneak whiskey at 10, and she loved it. And, she was an alcoholic ever since. And she was in and out of rehab even from like 15, 16 years old. But she, loved alcohol, was her favorite thing. Obviously, she did other drugs, but that was her main thing. She loved alcohol. It was her way of coping her manic episodes because she didn't want to take pills, So she had schizoaffective disorder and bipolar mania. So that was her coping. There's a lot of people try to self-medicate. I get it, But yeah, it obviously didn't work out for her. Maybe it helped her in her mind. I think she was helping, but it didn't really help. Yeah, it's wild, man. But yeah, I've heard that from a few people in AA meetings because I used to go there as a kid. Not because of me, my mom. And I always heard people say they started real young, like 9, 10, 11, 12, and the first taste of alcohol and stuff. So I can understand what you're saying there. Definitely can understand it. Try not to talk about this stuff too much because I don't know if it's like interesting for you guys, if it's depressing. Some people think it's dark or like kind of like, I don't know, like under like melancholy kind of feeling. So if it's depressing to you guys, I'm sorry. I try not to do that. Like I say it from a place of like reflection and positivity, even though it may sound kind of dark. I'm just sharing it so you guys can like see my perspective and stories, and it's just sharing. That's all. So I hope you don't take it the wrong way, because I don't want to depress you guys or make you feel stressed. It's not like the goal. It's just more of like sharing stories, connecting, and all that. So yeah, sorry. That is so true, man. Yeah, you're right. You are so right. So right. The rest of say you're immune. All right, it's good to hear. My streams won't bum me out too bad. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. We all got to do a little something. I take CBD full spectrum. I take it at night usually. It helps me have really good sleep. This is going to sound weird to you guys. Maybe you can relate to me. I have nightmares. I always have nightmares. I never have good dreams. I can't remember in my life ever having a good dream about something. Like I never had a dream where I was like, this is a good dream. It's either no dream at all, just pitch black and I wake up, or it's nightmares. And when I say nightmares, I mean like I'm crashing into a tree and breaking my limbs and I'm crying for help and nobody's going to find me. Or, maybe I'm tied up in a house somewhere and these people are ripping my teeth out and laughing at me, and they're stabbing me in the face or something. I've had weird dreams like that, or dreams just being killed or tortured, usually killed or tortured or chased down, then killed and tortured. Always weird stuff like that, or even like more like superficial stuff. Like I said, like, one dream where I was like in a room with this like creature that was tearing my skin off. That was horrible. I woke up like panicking on that one, but the CBD kind of calms it down. Like I don't have as many nightmares. It makes me feel more like mellow, especially when I go to Walmart. I can feel kind of like chill, it's all right. I don't have to stress about all the noise. It's cool. Without it, I can kind of function, but I feel like my ADHD kind of goes in overdrive and my PTSD goes in overdrive. And then I get like really hyper aware. And then I start feeling like stressed and I'm like looking everywhere and I'm kind of dissociating. But with a little CBD, I'm kind of like cushioned out. I feel all right. My ADHD is kind of in check. I can have a good sleep without having weird nightmares, or sometimes I still do, just not as much. But it's calmed down a bit, luckily. All right, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. That's really true, man. That is really true. You are so right about that. That is a really interesting way to put that, Andy. Yeah, they have different types too. Like you can get CBD isolate, CBD full spectrum. That's what I take, the full spectrum that has THC in it, like 2 or 3 milligrams. It's a higher dose. It's like 75 milligrams CBD, but I cut it in half sometimes, just take the half. But anyways, long story short, the isolate didn't do anything for me. And one of the other ones didn't do anything for me either. I forgot which one it was. There's another one. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, the full spectrum one with the THC content helps me. Oh man, that sucks. I wouldn't like that dream. That sounds worse than being ripped apart. Okay, you too, man. You too. Yeah, that sucks though about the horrible nightmares. I'm sorry you had to deal with that too. It's horrible because that feels so real, man. And then you have to like kind of wig out for a bit. And you're like, oh shit, that was just a dream, I guess. That's good, man. That's good. Is weed legal in California? Good question. I think it still is. It used to be. I don't know if it got revoked or not. I don't smoke weed. I don't like smoking stuff, but I like I said, I'm okay with edibles and like I don't like having too much THC either. Because THC, like I tried an edible one time of a cookie, and the THC content kind of wigged me out. I felt really paranoid if it was too high. But if it's like 3 milligrams or 4 or 5 of THC, I'm usually okay. Like under that, but anything above that, I'm just like, whoa, shit. Kind of like wigged out worse. So it can be counterproductive for me. But yeah, I just stick with the gummies or the oils. I forget what company it is, like Avon or something. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cost effective too, because some of that stuff can get expensive. And you could make your own gummies. I've done that too. Like I use the oil and the gelatin and all that, and just put it in your freezer. But then sometimes it's nice just to get it pre-done, so you have to do all the work. But you do get more for your money if you do it your own way. You get your own oil and all that. I have like the cute little gummy bear, like the molds. But yeah, man, I just take it at night, and then I just at the same time every night around 10 or 11, I usually take it. The only downside is sometimes it gets me a little groggy in the morning when I'm waking up, because then I wake up and I'm like, I already have a hard time waking up, so I'm like, rub my eyes a bit more than usual, and I'm like, all right, get up. Slow motion here. Anyways, bunch of rambling. Sorry. But yeah, I've seen some whack stuff, man. I've seen some really crazy stuff, from people getting chased down the street to people screwing in alleys to stores getting robbed while I'm in them. Me being robbed, like I said multiple times. I had a shotgun in my face waking up in the night, getting robbed. A group of African-American fellows taking my stuff. I didn't have anything. I just had a phone, like, my wallet, which had like $1 or $2 in it. Big loss. But yeah, see some really crazy stuff, man. Dude, that's awesome. I wish I could do that. Then I could probably have some good dreams for once instead of bad dreams. But like I said, every dream I ever had is always like being lost, isolated, or tortured in some way, and beaten up. Don't know why. It's crazy stuff. I think the worst dream I ever had was the teeth one. That felt real. Like my teeth are getting really ripped out. And people were just laughing at me. And they're starting to chop my skin off and eat it. And I was like, why are they eating me? That was pretty horrible. All the rest were kind of bad too, like that, but not that bad. And I was like, well, at least I wasn't getting eaten like that one. And I don't watch horror movies as much. I watch mainly happy TV, a lot of happy stuff. So it's not like I'm, maybe it's my subconscious from horror movies in the past. I don't know. Maybe it's like circulating, right? Subconscious is a trippy thing. Having said that, let me double check the time, make sure I'm not missing anything important. Nothing interesting. Okay, nothing crazy. So we're good. If you guys missed it, I put a short up, by the way, for the 5 minor pentatonic positions. So if you don't know the 5 positions of the minor pentatonic, you can learn those for free on the channel right now using the shorts, or what do you call the short video I made, which has like the stuff on the screen. So might be interesting for you, might not. It just depends, I guess. Used to dream I was in college and somehow I would miss every class. That's crazy, dude. That would be wild of a dream to have. Definitely wild. Whoops. There we go. Had something playing on accident. Always thirsty, man. Always thirsty. Yeah, man, I'm gonna make a little bit more content on the shorts for skits and learning material to advertise my Patreon, but might be useful for you. Might be. Oh, that sucks. That would suck. Ugh. Sounds like an average day in Modesto over here. Ugh. Car stealing. Anyways, guys, hate to cut it short, but has been almost 3 hours and I got to get some stuff done. I'm going to make a pizza tonight, homemade pizza from scratch because I like making pizza. So that should be kind of fun. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and BSing this nonsense and just all the cool stuff you guys like to do. I know it's a bit random, but yeah. Anyways, I sure appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for, like I said, hanging out with me and just shooting the crap, so to speak. I hope you guys have a good rest of your evening out there, and I hope you guys stay safe and stay healthy and stay happy. I hope everything goes really well for you guys. And yeah, I will see you guys hopefully in the next week, or maybe more. We'll see how it goes, but hopefully in the next week. But yeah, hopefully, having said that, I don't have anything else left to say. Hopefully, make sure I'm not ignoring you guys. One for pizza. Okay, cool. Just making sure. But yeah, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's been a really wild ride and a bunch of crazy stuff we talked about. But yeah, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys hopefully next time. So, peace, guys. You have a good rest of your week.